To Monday Night Rants on the Better Sports Network. What is going on, everybody? Somebody has a case of the Mondays. Well, that's the way the cookie crumbles. And, well, Bob's your uncle. Rants on the Street with Thomas Stevens. Shout out to my producer, Tyler Heavy T. Soto. Boom. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the most beautiful time of the year as sports fans, as better fans, as just fans of drama. Everything, all at once, all at the same time going on in the sports world. It is fantastic to see as well. Tonight is the Monday Night Rants Fantasy Baseball Draft. That is right. 10 contestants, including Heavy T, Thomas Stevens, and myself, going head-to-head for a chance to win Monday Night Rants glory in the fantasy baseball realm. That's going to start at the bottom of this hour, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll try to see if we can get the draft board on the show and off, and we'll talk about the picks, and we'll see if anyone wants to call in. You can call in, drafters, if you want to talk about your picks. You just go to bettersports.com/live. bettersports.com/live and see a little button that says join the show. You join that, and Heavy T can bring you on. We can talk about your picks. You can have some fun with me tonight. I am so excited about it. I'm just getting all giddy inside. You know how it is. But anyways, I am at Edward Raus, and of course, this is the Better Sports Network. That's at Better Network at all your favorite social media platforms. All of them at Better Network. We can watch this show and join us as well. The draft board is now live. We don't know what the order is going to be, so we can log in. I'm logging in right now over here to see where we're at. I am the first overall pick. Finally, I did 3 drafts yesterday. I'm always at the bottom. And now I'm here. Thank you. Heavy T says collusion. Yeah. Number 1 overall. Should I take Jordan from Heavy T? Number 1 overall. We'll just have to wait till the bottom of the hour to find out how that's going to work. Also joining us in the draft room is Thomas Stevens, who's drafting number 2, Heavy T 3. So the Monday Night Rants crew, right off the back, 1, 2, 3, crazy. Followed by Eric Dozier, fan of the show. Anthony Rivera, producer here at Better Sports Network. I don't know who It's Green Go is. I think he's a fan of the show. Archon56, a huge fan of the show. Followed by Andy. Andy's Genius Team. Come on, Andy. Your mama. That is the hashtag fantasy mom. My mom herself. Gringo is Nick. Gringo is Heavy T's buddy Nick. Going to join us as well. My mama, your mama, number 9. Fantasy mom is in this. Yes, by the way, I told you she's a ringer at fantasy baseball, everyone in this league. So good luck. And that the last pick, the 10th overall, will get the snake. Is 3 Point Stan Hill. That's hashtag 3 Point Stan Hill is going to join as well. A lot of fun we're going to have tonight. This is a points league, a straight points league head-to-head, which means you get the most points you can at the end of the week. Whoever you play, you're 1-0 or 0-1, or if you tie, you're 1-1, and we go from there. So a lot of fun, a lot of different strategy. I know I did a multi-category crazy draft last night that took forever, by the way, but we got it done, and I was kind of happy with the results. And then I was in another ESPN league draft yesterday and another Homer league. It's a lot of fun, plus my Dynasty league I have as well. So this is the last one until opening day on Thursday, so I'm excited for that. So join us tonight as we break down the picks. I'm going to have Thomas Stevens on. We're going to have Heavy T on, and we're going to talk about the picks, poke fun at each other, say what we like, what we don't like. Hopefully we keep it a family show, as always, here on Monday Night Rants. All right, right now, if you haven't, or you are, and you want to watch this draft tonight, but you also want to play on BetterCast, get that money. Get that $100 gift card to the bettersports.com collectibles shop. You can get some great stuff there. There's a Jerry West autograph on there. That's like, I'm like, okay, I kind of want that. It's kind of cool. You can get, if you win Bettercast tonight, you could get that. Tonight's Bettercast is the XFL Monday Night Football on the XFL. Starting right now, go on the app, play the game, answer the questions, and you could win the $100 gift card to our collectible shop, which is full of amazing things like the Jerry West autograph there. And it's pretty easy to do and a lot of fun. You can chat along the way and watch the show at the same time. So get on the Better Sports Network app. It's available on Android, Apple, all your favorite devices. And getting on it right now. I had the game on here as well so we can follow along as we go. Because during the breaks, I'm going to try to get my questions in. Because, I like winning, if you haven't noticed. All right, we got to jump into it because I said we have the draft start in 25 minutes. So we're going to jump into it real quick. My sweat tonight, I did take a bet on this game. It started -2. It's at -2.5 right now in favor of the home team, the DC Defenders. DC is undefeated, 5-0. Houston was undefeated, 4-0 until they lost last week, finally. But we had the battle of the two first-place teams in the first divisions. I know there's only 8 teams. I get it. Still, these are clearly the two best teams in the league. It's kind of like how it was before the pandemic shut it down before. Houston, I think, were undefeated before as well, and then they finally lost the game. Now we see DC, home of the beer snake, which apparently they can't do, which let the people do the beer snake. I think it's cool. I like it. I have nothing wrong with it. Yeah, Houston was 9-0 between the two seasons. I like the beer snake. We need more beer snake in sports. It's a lot of fun. I can see why it could be a little dangerous, but at the same time, it's kind of cool. So at home, DC -2.5. I'm taking them in the points. They've seemed to just win every game by more than that, clearly. I know they're playing against Houston, who's the other good team from the other division, but I like the points in this. So I am taking the DC Defenders here at -2.5 over the Houston Roughnecks in the XFL Monday Night Football edition on ESPN2 right now. And, of course, on the Betterscast, on the Better Network app. Get in on there. Huge NBA action tonight. I have been absolutely crushing NBA spread bets lately. Like, this is the time of year where it gets a little easier to do before the playoffs come. And I believe, let me check my, I have it here. I do everything I do, but by the way, I have all logged. I'm ROI of 24.9% in the green over the last 7 days between college basketball and the NBA. So we're really going strong there. Tonight's matchups right now, starting Milwaukee and Detroit, -11 away in Detroit for Milwaukee. I don't know how much I really feel. It's kind of a huge spread, 58% on Detroit at home with Milwaukee. I don't see, that's what with the NBA is the injury reports. You never really know until right before. But Giannis is out tonight and Drew Holiday is out tonight. And that's why a lot of people are going the other way towards the Detroit Pistons. Wiseman's been on fire. I still don't know how the Golden State Warriors weren't able to utilize this guy because he looks like he's the number one pick in the NBA. Oh, wait, he was. -11, -11.5 now. It was I would stick to my guns here and probably take Milwaukee still because it seems like everyone's kind of falling for the trap, but 58-42%. I may have to take Detroit on this one with that as well. How the mighty has fallen. Woo, Dallas Mavericks. Wow. We're talking, they're not even in a play-in tournament spot now. That defense is straight terrible. Now you got Luka coming out saying things that he's not happy and he's not smiling playing basketball anymore, and Kyrie Irving and all that. It's bad in Dallas, guys. It is bad in Dallas. I don't know if it's a Kyrie Irving thing. Everywhere he goes, there seems to be drama and strange things happen. He did win an NBA championship, though. Now he had LeBron, but still. 58% in favor of the Pacers at home, +7.5. I'm on that as well. Until Dallas can prove it to me, I want to see it. I'm taking the 7.5 at home. Easy, easy, easy. Wade Tavares is in. He's in the draft. He's Archon 56. He's here. He says, Draft Day Ranters. He's ready to go. He's ready to go. Some breaking news here for the Angels. First baseman Jared Walsh will start the season on the IL. He's been experiencing insomnia and headaches and seeking a specialist. Outlook is positive. Shout out to Jared Walsh. Get healthy, I guess, and figure that out. But I think Jared Walsh just got drafted last night. I'm like, oh man, yeah, that's something. Houston, New York, 12.5 at home to the Knicks, 61%. 39% obviously the other way for Houston. Like I said, I always take Houston at home in the spread. They're amazing at home. But I think the 12.5 seems fair with 61 tonight. Phoenix going on the road to Utah plus 7.5. 64% of the public is at home to all the public is on the home teams at the big spreads tonight. I'm taking Phoenix minus 7.5 on the road. I can feel it. I like it. This Utah team, they're kind of on that. Should we tank? Should we not? 7.5. I'm going against the public there at 36% and taking the Phoenix Suns to win. To even win, maybe, but I'll take the points too. Philadelphia at Denver. Again, home team, 61%. No Embiid tonight. He's out. This is the battle of pretty much what a lot of people think are currently the two best teams in the NBA in their respective conference going at it. Man, Denver, but the mighty have fallen -7 at home without Embiid. 61% too. It seems like a trap to me. I'm taking Philadelphia on the road in the +7. If it was at +5, I'd be a little bit more skeptical. But +7 just seems pretty good for me. I'm taking Philadelphia tonight. Portland at home. Again, 63% of the public. +11.5 against the Pelicans. Dame not playing. Are they shutting him down? What are they doing there? No. Take the Pelicans tonight. They still have things to play for. It opened at +9. +11.5 now is insane to me. I'm taking. That's a hard one. I think though I'm going to go Portland. I'm going the other way. I'm switching it up right now. Looking at it, 11.5. I know no Dame. They're at home. It seems like a trap. Let's go Portland at home to cover the 11.5. I could see like a 10-point loss or something like that. Let's go that way. And 2 more games left. Minnesota at Sacramento. Again, home team, 63%. Sacramento, light the beam. -7 at home against Minnesota. Ultimately, this is not a good night to bet against the spread looking at all these. But I got to pick every pick for you like I do every week. So I'm letting you know. When you start seeing these home teams and these big spreads like this, that's almost like maybe I just take a step back tonight and wait until they get closer because this is insane. But I do like the -7 for Sacramento at home tonight. Chicago at the Clippers. Now, this one's more intriguing to me. -4.5. It sits at 60 to 40%. Remember, Paul George is out for the regular season until the playoffs start. The Clippers kind of have to win to just stay out of that play-in tournament possibility, right? So we're looking at that. And we're saying -4.5. It's at the 60% threshold of the public. We haven't gone to that 68 that I hate. I'll take the Clippers -4.5 and Kawhi to go off tonight. Put him in your price picks. Put him in your props. He's probably going to have a good game against a kind of weaker Chicago Bull defense at home. So there you go. There is my look at all the NBA games tonight and when I'm sweating. Again, not the best night to bet on every game. I would kind of pick and choose which one you want. When you see high spreads like that on almost every game, it's probably a sit back and watch type of night. That's when Vegas crushes you on nights like tonight. All right. I'm going to move into the rant lines as fast as we can because we got the draft coming in 15 minutes. Again, it's a draft. It's a points league. There's no averages. There's no OPS. None of that. It's just strictly points based on your performance on the field per player. You got your pitchers, all Ps. You can decide if you want to do all relievers. You can decide if you want to do all starters. How you want to do it. It's your strategy against everyone else's strategy. It's going to be a lot of fun. Lamar Jackson news finally came out of nowhere today. We've been talking about him a little bit the last couple of weeks, but not a lot because it's kind of like Aaron Rodgers said, hold my beer, it's all about me now for a while. But it came out today that he actually did request a trade this month, and he wants out of Baltimore. Now, Harbaugh was interviewed at the coaches' meeting, and he thinks that he will be his quarterback week 1. I say nay at this point. I say nay. But, by the way, if you want to have some fun, go on Twitter and look at the annual coaches meeting picture where they have all the coaches and they take a picture of all of them and just go through all of them and try to name them and just look what they're wearing and the way they're dressed and everything, and you will die laughing. Trust me on that one. Wait till you see what Andy Reid is wearing. And then you say, oh, that's Sean McVay. It's a lot of fun. Check that out. But I still think the Falcons are the best place, and the Falcons need to go out and get Lamar Jackson. The worst division in football. He's right there for the taking. Give up your first-round pick. Give it up. Get Lamar Jackson. And that team is the best team in that division. And in a weak NFC as well, where anything can happen in the playoffs. There you go. Heavy T said Mike McCarthy looks like Kingpin. He does. He does. He does look like Kingpin. Yeah, check out that picture. Maybe we can find it put up later before we leave. That'd be fun. But yes, the Falcons are the best spot for him. Young, nucleus, offensive talent. Lamar Jackson, the tight ends that he likes, built like Baltimore, a mini Baltimore. They're spending money on the defensive side this offseason. And if they get Lamar Jackson, they're a win-now team. They could win the NFC now. So give up first, second, whatever it is. You can always trade back picks, man. It's like fantasy. Let's go, Falcons. Let's get it done. I want to see it. I know Heavy T wants to see it. I don't want to make him cry, though. But it is the best spot. I know, Meek Mill or someone was texting Robert Kraft about, oh, he should come here and he should union to. I don't know. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear Meek Mill texting Robert Kraft. That's a weird. Okay, no. The Falcons are the best spot for him. Hands down. All right. Final Four is in the books. Did anybody have San Diego State versus Florida Atlantic? I did not. I had San Diego State versus Tennessee. Did anybody have Miami versus UConn? I did not. I had Miami versus, I don't even remember anymore. It's been so long. But the Final Four is insane. Like I said, this is going to be one of the craziest years we've ever seen in the tournament, because every team, after like a certain few, and they didn't even show up, are really even. And did I not say the Mountain West would make a run? San Diego State. And did I not say last week that they could upset Alabama, and here's how, and they did exactly that, and did the same exact thing again against Creighton? But I'm not carrying out this Florida Atlantic team either, because they have proved me wrong every round. I do think UConn is the best team. I mean, their margin of victory over everybody so far has been like 15, has been like the closest anyone's come. They made Gonzaga, who's the best offensive team in the country, look like me and hashtag 3-point Stanhill. And they cost Heavy T a really good parlay bet he should have won while he was in Vegas over the weekend. And that upsets me too. Gonzaga, I told you people, don't put your money on Gonzaga. They always disappoint. UConn does not. I got to think the two favorites now to win the whole thing are playing each other. And Gonzaga, oh, still in my head. UConn is the favorite. Not even, hands down, they're the favorite. Now, they got a tough Miami team. So, and they have to play each other, which I think Miami, them or San Diego State odds wide. Actually, let me bring it up real quick and just see what we got here. Odds wise, Miami and San Diego State are tied for second. And Florida Atlantic, which, by the way, you can't count out this Florida Atlantic team. I'm telling you right now, don't do it. They've already done it, what, 3-4 times now? And here we are. UConn minus 5.5 with 56% of the public over Miami. Close. In Vegas world, that's pretty much a 50-50. I like that. I think that number's fair. I still like this Miami team. However, UConn is just a little bit more loaded in everywhere, and they're more balanced everywhere, defensively, offensively, three-point shooting, like everywhere. But if Omier could take over the game and Wong keeps on doing what he's doing, they could win. I mean, why not? I may actually take the 5.5 points on Miami. San Diego State finds themselves in a weird predicament because they're favored. By the way, I have never seen a team play such crazy three-point defense and defense in general in the NCAA tournament in a long time. Almost as if you want the other team to have the ball just to see how San Diego State's going to defend it because their defense has been so good. It's must-watch television. The blocks, the just not allowing them to get any open shots. It's been really good and fun to watch. When was the last time you said, man, this defense is fun to watch? -2, San Diego State, 57% to 43. Kind of similar in that realm as well. I like San Diego State. I know it's going to hurt me. If you're listening, I've bet against Florida Atlantic every round. And it may happen again. But I'm saying San Diego State and most likely UConn final. Best defensive team in the tournament versus what has looked like the best offensive team in the tournament. What more can you ask for? Well, I'll tell you what more you could ask for. The final's going to be on Monday Night Rants, baby. That's right. Next Monday, we'll see who's in it, and we're going to have a lot of fun doing that as well. All right. Oh, wait. Miami's in the Final Four. That means they had to beat a certain team in order to get there. That's right. Heavy T and myself did place a bet. The bet was straight up, no points. Miami versus Houston. Miami obviously won. And if I lost, I would have to eat an egg salad sandwich on air, live, and probably throw up over here or go all World America Team Police somewhere in this area. However, I have starved that off one more day because Heavy T, next week during the national championship, will come on here and drink a pint of pickle juice for all your viewing pleasure. It's going to be a lot of fun. Heavy T just said in the chat, I hate it here. Eric Dozier, welcome to the chat. Who are you taking number one in the draft? I don't know. You'll have to wait. In 7 minutes, we're going to start drafting. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Thomas Stevens is going to join. Heavy T will be coming in and out as we're drafting. We'll be talking your picks as well. Join the chat. You're also welcome to call in during the draft. If you go to bettersports.com/live, bettersports.com/live, and you will be able to click the button that says join the show, and we can bring you on. Let's wait a little bit. Let's get the first round done before everyone starts, funneling in here. But you're all welcome. Okay. And I have a special video. Miami was beating Houston on Saturday or Friday night. Sorry. Wait till you see what Heavy T was doing. That and the draft after the break. We'll see you in a few, my fellow ranters.
Moose and Keith. Weekdays at 10 a.m. Eastern.
The word genius is there. Bob Glover, it describes him. Bob, so when's the last time that Twitter defeated you? Because I've been defeated by Twitter today.
I'll tell you how Twitter defeated me one time. I had the mistaken impression that the year that Troy Polamalu won the Defensive Player of the Year, it looked like it was going to go to Clay Matthews Jr. And I tweeted it. And there was a guy on the media bus. He was like, oh, yeah, he's got it, a guy I trust. I won't tell you who it was, but his initials are Mike Garafolo. So I went with it. Got a DM from Rich Eisen, NFL Network. He goes, you sure about that? I go, oh, man. Oh, I just got this wave because like accuracy to me is really important. So I'm literally on the media bus. We're just getting back from media day. We are slipping and sliding in Dallas. It's snowing. I get off the bus. I open my laptop. I am hunched over, and I just like literally people are passing me. Bob, what's wrong? And it was Polamalu, and Adam Schefter had retweeted me. Trey Wingo had retweeted me. I'm like, oh, I'm dead.
So when it's Polamalu, then how do you handle that? Like, what was the subsequent tweet
I think
afterwards?
I said, got some bad Twitter info. I didn't put Garafalo's name on there. I had to
10 years later, you can out him. I like that. Yeah.
You know, he wouldn't mind that. He knows the stories. So.
Yeah.
He actually said to me, hey, Bob, I think you might have jumped the gun on that. I was like, oh, crap. There we go.
Campus to Canton on the Better Sports Network.
Would Dion bench Shador?
I don't think he would.
Like, how bad would it have to be? Because we've seen horrendous quarterback play from this Colorado team for the last, 5 years? JT Shroud, Brandon Lewis, just terrible quarterback play. Like, they were 131st, which is dead last in pass EPA per play. Obviously, it will be better, but how bad does it have to be for him to bench his own son? Like, I'm not sure he will ever either, like, especially with the attitude that he came in with.
If they don't get Rashada, who do they bench him for this year anyway? I don't know that there's another answer on that roster that you go to. They don't really have a guy behind him, so I don't even know if we would know the answer to that until the next year, assuming that, he doesn't declare for the draft, he returns, they bring somebody else that's competent and behind him.
If they're going to do this the Lincoln Riley way, next year would be the class to bring somebody in. Shador Sanders is going to be a third-year player, so he's going to play 2023. I don't think he's declaring for the 2024 NFL draft, so he's going to play in 2024 and then declare for the 2025 NFL draft. And let's remember this, he hasn't had a full recruiting cycle at Colorado. He will have that next recruiting cycle, so maybe he could get one of these class of 2024 quarterbacks there to come to Colorado.
However you're invested in sports, from betting to fantasy, collectibles, and more, join our community on Better Sports Network.
Oh.
Think you could tell me what
Wow.
to do?
That was Heavy T live at a WWE match in Vegas. Well, Miami was getting manhandled by. Miami was manhandling Houston on Friday night. How much fun did that look too? Like, if there's any time in life where you could get away with doing that, that is it, right? So, and also WrestleMania, is this weekend? So I'm sure he's gonna have more to say about that. But man, that is it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. We are 1 minute away from the draft starting. I, of course, am first, and I will be honest with you, I have no idea who I'm going to pick yet. Follow me as Thomas Stevens, then Heavy T, then Eric Dozier, Anthony, It's Green Go, Archon56, Andy, Your Mama, and hashtag 3-point Stanhill. Still trying to get in here as well. So, all right, let's go. Let's bring in Thomas isn't here yet, so let's just get Heavy T in here. Heavy T's drafting third. There he is. Heavy T, did you have fun on Friday night, or did you have fun on Friday night?
I had a lot of fun on Friday night. Obviously you're in Vegas. So here's the kicker. I had no idea that we were doing that. It was a complete surprise to me. So not only do I find out, oh, hey, we're going to SmackDown. It's right before WrestleMania. We're also going to be sitting ringside, like fourth row from the front. So I freaked out. We got we were hammered when we were there. We're just having so much fun.
What gave it away?
We started chirping. So after every SmackDown and Raw, there's a show or sorry, there's a match for the audience that's there. Usually a match or like a promo. So we go and the show ends and then there's a match after. And it's the Usos and it's Cody Rhodes and the Street Profits. And we start chirping, absolutely chirping the Usos to the point they started staring back and chirping back. It was so funny, dude. Absolute blast. I hate the phrase, oh, last night was a movie. Dude, Vegas was a movie, bro. That was so much fun.
Well, they made plenty of movies about it. Let's be real. But
yeah, plenty.
Yeah, and we'll talk about your parlay that you almost won later as well.
Yeah, I see.
I'm on the clock here, so I'm going first. Are you guys logged into Yahoo, ready to go here?
Entering the live draft room now. Let's go.
Yeah, let me make sure.
All right, let's go. Let's start this draft. Let's get it going. I see
go.
3 Point Stanhill is in. Everybody is now in. Okay, who do you guys think I'm taking first? If you had a guess, from what you know from me and the show, who am I taking first overall?
J-Ram.
That is 100% correct. Jose Ramirez, spoiler alert, my MVP pick for the American League. I'm going to go with just that lineup and just that consistency and, the at-bats. Not kind of worried about an injury there as well, just playing it safe. But I'm going with Joe Ram. First overall pick here. Thomas, you're up.
Okay. I'm not going to take too long on this. I'm going to go with my boy Trey Turner. I love what I saw in the World Baseball Classic. I love the potential in the Phillies lineup. Going to keep it short and simple and go with Trey.
Getting those stolen base points right here. Love that.
Sir.
Love that pick. Can't go wrong. I wonder who Heavy T is going to take here.
I am picking the guy I have been taking number 1 overall in every single draft. And that would be, as soon as I hit the button here, welcome to the team, Yordan Alvarez.
Oh, I know someone who's going to be really mad at you right now. His name is Archon56. That is his boy.
It's been my boy every single draft so far that I've done, so I have to.
Okay, there you go. So right now we have Joe Ram, Trey Turner, and Yordan Alvarez. By the way, in the first round this year, you really can't go wrong with anyone.
Yeah,
so it's tough. Eric Dozier went with Acuna, kind of failed to him there in a way. So there you go. And then Anthony is up next. And then we got the snake and everything. So we got a ways to go. So now we can just talk, which is what we do. We're a sports talk show. So we probably should. I do. Okay, so while we're waiting, and we'll get Heavy T on this too. We have the rant on the street questions because we were asked, right? So maybe we could bring some of those in as we're in between snakes and whatnot, and kind of switch it up. We'll be doing a baseball draft, talking about XFL, NBA, NFL, all at the same time.
We're all over the place.
Blow everybody's mind completely. And we will get into it one of these. I want to talk about the parlay that Heavy T did over the weekend too.
Tyler, I saw that on your story.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
he almost quit BSN and bought a match somewhere.
Get out of here.
It's not that crazy, but so let's get on a question here. By the way, Kyle Tucker just went. Julio Rodriguez and Juan Soto to Archon, and then Aaron Judge going 8th. Interesting. So we'll recap this round and more, but let's. What's the first question of the rant on the street tonight?
Yeah, first question we got in the NBA. I think it was a Pelicans fan who sent this through. Haven't got a lot of Pelicans questions, but he wants to know, what do the Pelicans do if Zion Williamson continues to be injury prone?
I mean, what any team would do. He is straight injury prone. He's not going to continue to be injury prone. He is injury prone, right? That's Zion. He was in college. He was injury prone. He blew his shoe up and got injured. Like, there you go. So, I don't know. It's kind of on them, right? And when you're these players, like when he's healthy, he's one of the best players in the NBA, no doubt. But that team's just not going anywhere. And they're not going up. They're not going down. They just seem to be in the same, purgatory of will we make the play in or will we not? And I don't know. I mean, if it was me, I would try to offload him. But they're kind of stuck with him for now. So you just got to kind of go with it and kind of build around him and hope you have enough depth after he gets hurt that you can do it. But I mean, is he not even coming back this year, right? Is he out?
No, I'm pretty sure he's out for the rest of the season.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'd say they're kind of stuck. Nothing they can really do.
There's really nothing you could say about it. He's still on his contract, and I mean, a team will take him at the end of the day, maybe later on down the road, but he's their number 1 overall pick. He was supposed to be the future for them, so they're gonna hold on to him as long as they can. He'll be there next year for sure.
Yeah.
But it does suck though, because I would like to see their potential with him in the lineup a whole season. That would be pretty cool, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I was never really a fan of the Pelicans mascot name when they announced that. I remember when they did that, I was like, Pelicans?
Yeah.
New Orleans Pelicans of all things.
Yeah.
That's the one. The Pelicans. We have Pelicans here.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So yeah,
That's
it is
funny.
what it is. But yeah, they're kind of stuck in that limbo in here for a while.
Mhm.
Back to the draft though, we got some interesting picks here. Vlad, my mom went with Vlad, Mookie Betts, 3 points downhill, and Machado back to back, and Bo Bichette to my mom coming back the other way. So it's time for our snake coming through here soon. Any you guys can tell me. Heavy T, you could tell us. Is anyone you have your eyes on, or what kind of strategy are you going with already?
I have an idea of what I want, but I here's the thing. I don't think he's still going to be there because we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more picks before it's my turn.
Mm-hmm.
Shohei the batter,
Yeah.
is exactly who I'm looking at. So
not his twin brother, Shohei the pitcher.
Yeah, the twin. We'll see if he's still there. I highly doubt it. Every league I've been in, like I'm taking Jordan no matter what, number 1. But every other league I've been in, I would have loved to take Shohei too, but wasn't able to. And Mike Trout is off the board as well. So I figured that would happen.
Andy going with Mike Trout there in the second round. That, man. That potential is there. But now we just talked about Zion. Is Mike Trout considered injury prone now in baseball?
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
I would probably agree, and it pains me to say that.
Yeah,
but I would agree.
I love that Pete Alonso pick right there. Oof.
That was my backup plan. So
you're out of backup.
Very
plan.
Interesting.
Okay. Well, you better get to it because you're coming up here soon. So yeah, this is very interesting so far. A pure points league, remember. So no, averages or any of that. Straight points. Now, in this league, you could do your pitchers so many different ways. Do you go just starters and punt relievers? You get points for holds in this one. You get points for saves. Obviously, you get negative points for blown saves.
Yeah.
You try to go balanced on a 5 and a 4 reliever. Did you just punt reliever? Do you go all relievers? Are you that crazy? What's the strategy you can do there?
I don't know. I definitely think that for me, like in the past, I am actually pretty big on relievers. But I'm kind of trying to change my strategy. I usually don't do too well in my past baseball league, so I'm trying to switch my strategy a little bit. So maybe I'll go a little more heavy on the starters. But we'll see. Whatever's available, that's what you got to base it off of too. So it's like,
and there is 10 people, so it's not as shallow as an 8-person league. So, but baseball, the waiver wires, man. Let me tell you, it is always somebody that comes up out of nowhere and is a top 20 player every year. You got to hit on them, whether it's a pitcher, whether it's Spencer Strider last year was the perfect example of that. Bautista, that one year where he came out of nowhere and led the league in home runs and won, you know what I mean? So there's always those type of players. Now, do you wait on the waivers or do you try to pick those players in the draft late? I guess we'll find out. There goes Ohtani.
Dang, man, I'm one pick away, dude.
One pick away. Oh my God.
Dang it, man.
And Dozier's in the chat right here. I would like to Dozier, if you could call in to the show.
Okay. I didn't know he was in the chat. I just gave away my whole strategy.
that was totally
okay.
We're doing a live show draft, of course. Live.
I gotta look at this real quick. Thank God we have 2 minutes because in the previous drafts I've done, which I've done 2, I think they've all been a minute apiece. So thank God I get 2 minutes here so I can look at this real quick. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little heated.
I want Dozier to call in. I want to know if he did that to spite you, Heavy T.
Probably did, and now I'm very upset. So, my backup plan's gone because my backup plan was Pete Alonso. Okay. I think for this, I think I have to go. Oh boy, I think I'm gonna go pitcher.
You
know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go pitcher while I regroup here.
Please tell me you can do Ohtani pitcher.
No. See, don't get me wrong. I love Shohei Ohtani. great pitcher. I think there's some pitchers that are better than he is that I would worth going for. And this guy right here, he is going to be on my team, and he's also my pick for National League Cy Young.
Ooh.
Welcome to the team, Aaron Nola.
Aaron Nola, the first pitcher
Phillies.
off the board. There you go.
It's a good one.
Thomas, you are up there.
Yeah, I'm going to go pitcher as well. And I know a lot of people have heard positive and negative things about him, but I'm just going to keep it short and simple once again. I'm going to go with Garrett Cole.
All right. Go in there. Got some value there at the ADP.
Mm-hmm.
I got a snake now.
Oh, you do? You're back to picks.
Yeah. Now, I did 3 drafts yesterday. It was a long, grueling day that literally killed my mind. I woke up in the middle of the night dreaming of, I thought I was on the clock. And it sweats. I'm like, oh, it's my turn to pick. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, what? But I don't have this guy in any of my leagues, and he comes back the 20th, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. It's a homer pick. I understand it.
Yeah.
Dang.
I'm going to take Tatis in my shortstop part right there. And then what I'm going to do here is I already have my third's fine with Ramirez. So I'm kind of looking at that first base. I've been kind of late on the first base so far. So do I want to switch that up to just have a different team? A lot of people like to draft the same players all the time on all teams.
Yeah, over and over
I like
again.
to switch up strategies because I'd rather win one than none, if that makes sense, of my league. So I want the money, baby. I want that money. So, but I'm not a get pitcher that early guy. So I'm going to go here and look at these 2 utility spots. And say Tatis won't play till the 20th. And I love the stolen base potential here in all these categories to get points. I'm taking Bobby Witt Jr.
Oh, dang. Okay. That's gonna take me back for a second.
So, hey, that fits. I can start him at short until Tatis, and then he can become a utility guy after that. And I like it right there. I kind of like that. I'm sticking with it. Yes, Eric, that was a homer pick. We know. I'm literally running a Padres, but I don't have it in any other league. So
that's some collusion going on here, man. That's what's going on here.
Collusion? What?
Between the Tatis and the Snake Otani, I don't know. There's some collusion going on in this draft right here.
Yeah, dude, that just sent me back for a second. I think I'm going to go handle my third base and get Devers.
That's a good pick right there. I kind of like that there. It's kind of like best available, you know.
Yeah, at these early rounds. When you get to the late rounds, man, that's when it really starts to show, dude. That's where.
3-point Stanhill, you can't see. We now have 2 chats going on. We have the draft chat and the actual show chat. He said, I see Musgrove coming soon. No, you don't. No. But heavy team's on the clock right now, so we'll see where we're going.
Yeah, for my third pick, I'm going to go with someone who I do have on one of my teams. I feel really strong. I know he started slow last year, but he was in a new league last year. This year, I don't think he's going to win National League MVP, but I think he'll grab a couple votes. I'm going to take Francisco Lindor for my shortstop.
I like that.
Ooh, Lindor right there. I like that. I thought when you said National League MVP, you were going with Austin Riley. Goldschmidt right there.
Yeah, I like that too.
So now a long layoff until we are up again. We got people saying that's a good pick right there. They like your pick of Lindor.
Thank you.
You got some love. So who are you picking next, Heavy T? So Dozier can steal that one too.
We will get to that one when it comes back around. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe that happened, but it is what it is. It's okay.
So while we're waiting here, and I'll say the picks as they are announced. The final 4. Who do you guys have winning the whole thing? And I think this is one of the rants on the street questions as well. Yeah. So let's just all 3 of us. I think UConn is the favorite. They're clearly the favorite. But I really think the San Diego State team, the way they're playing defense, can shut down anybody right now. But UConn, the most talented. I would like to see San Diego State win the whole thing. But UConn's probably the favorite. As a betting man, you probably take UConn, but the matchup's there. So, but I'm going to say San Diego State anyways, just because I want to put a monkey, a wrench in the whatever you want to see. So who do you got?
I definitely have UConn. I think that UConn just looks dominant, man. Pretty sure they haven't lost their, every game they've won has been by 13 or 14 or more points. I mean, they look good, man. And so they're my easy pick, but I am from Southern California, and I would love to see San Diego State, be able to take it all the way. So, I have no problem with that. I think they all look
Yeah.
Really can go anyway, man. Really can go anyway.
And Heavy T, there's no more Bulldog mascots left, so you're happy.
We will get to that as well. But yeah, I think UConn is the easy pick, and I'm not saying that just because, like, oh, I think this is what's going to happen. They are easily the most dominant. I think you can make a very good argument. They've clearly been the most dominant team in the entire tournament. They are just smacking everybody they play. Probably should have been a 2 or a 3 seed and not even a 4.
Underseeded.
But yeah, I think the smart pick is UConn. But I do hope that one of the other 3 ends up winning it, just because I love chaos and all that stuff like that.
Right.
But I'm just thinking, like, I was literally talking with my friends about this yesterday, is that if it's anybody besides UConn in the national championship, that's such like a disgusting national championship, because that's not what it should be. And I think that's why I absolutely love it, is because it's something so out of the norm. Like, who would have picked at the beginning of the year? Who's picking FAU? Who's picking San Diego State? Who's picking Miami? Well, maybe a couple people probably would have picked Miami, but I wasn't picking Miami for sure. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah, pint of pickle juice next week for the national championship.
That's a whole nother thing. But yeah, no, I think honestly it's probably going to end up being UConn winning the whole thing. I do think Miami does give them a very good run for their money, though.
Yeah, I kind of like the 5.5 in Miami's favor. It has all the feelings of one of those games is going to come down to the last 30 seconds, a shot, foul, making your foul shots.
For sure.
UConn's better at it. So on the other side, though, I just can't, like, I don't even want to bet on that game because I'm tired of betting against Florida Atlantic losing. So wouldn't it be crazy if it's all said and done, the champion was Florida
Atlantic
Owls.
That'd be crazy.
That would be just crazy. Crazy. All right, we're coming up to the snake here. Matt Olson, Spencer Strider, Austin Riley. We have a Atlanta Braves run. Rick Kamla would be proud. Nolan Arenado after that as well. Coming up here, my mom is on the clock. We'll see what she does here. And then 3 points. Dan Hill will have the snake into round 4 as we move on into this draft. I'll kind of see what everyone's kind of doing. Again, you really can't go wrong in the top 50 here. And I'm sure there's going to be some picks later on where we're going to absolutely just go, whew, what are you doing? Which I can't wait for, because I love ranting. Better Boss is joining us. So what's up, Randers? Just grabbed Josh Hader in another draft. Stock has fallen. Yeah, well.
Oh, I like that pick.
I think closers in general. My mom just drafted a closer as we just talked about Josh Hader.
That was my backup plan to my original pick. So now I'm just like, oh boy, here we go again.
Uh-oh. No, don't tell the world what you're going to pick next, because then it'll get taken from you.
So for this
you got a bounty out for you, Tyler.
Yeah. For this pick, I had 4 picks in mind. One of them's gone, so now it's down to 3. But I'm still feeling pretty good. One of the 3 still should be there. I just have 8 picks to go. Oh my God. This is how teams feel at the actual draft in April.
Oh, man.
Really how they feel it. Oh man. This is stressful. Especially doing this with a camera in my face, like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, this is my first live draft ever.
Doing it.
It's definitely
welcome.
Yeah.
Well, I'm really calm because I've done this a lot.
We have Corey Seager off the board.
That's the first of a snake going with Lou Bob. Lou Bob right there. By the way, that's a high upside. Talk about injury-prone guy, but man, when he's on, that guy could easily be a top 10 outfielder in this league. So
I could see him being a very dark horse sleeper pick for MVP. I could very well see that happening.
Yeah, with health for sure.
And like that whole team is weird. You got Eloy as well, right? Well, I'm sure someone will draft him eventually, but it's kind of like the same thing. Eloy can be MVP if he puts it all together, stays healthy, and plays. Like, the White Sox could be the best team if they just stayed healthy.
They were just horribly mismanaged. Like, I don't understand Reinsdorf's deal about bringing in La Russa. I didn't understand that.
Yeah, that was weird.
I thought it was an awful move. And I think just bringing in La Russa to manage it, I think it set the White Sox back by about 5 years. Which this was a great team.
Yeah.
They won the Central, what was it, 2 years ago? They should have been in the playoffs last year. They should have. I'm not saying 2 years ago they beat Houston in the that first round, but they probably played them a lot harder. Like in all 3 games they lost, they got slaughtered.
Yeah.
So just Tony La Russa, just go away. Like nobody wants you anymore, dude.
I'm with you. Like it was just awkward. Like his camera on camera, he was awkward. His interviews were awkward. It was like it's just a weird fit. And
how many times did the camera pick him up falling asleep in the dugout?
Every game,
Why?
every night game.
So bad, just so bad all the way around. And it's just no excuse. And I know I've seen on Twitter, I've seen signs popping up for Jerry to sell the team, and I doubt he will. But
I doubt that
the fans are done. They've had it.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
Oh, dang it!
My mom took Alcantara there with the 32nd overall pick, giving her.
Your mom's making some.
I know.
I'm telling you, dude.
Mom's snagging.
Hashtag fantasy mom is a straight baseball ringer,
Dang
dude.
it, man.
She
Kinda
is a
scared right
fantasy
now.
baseball ringer.
Yeah, for real.
She's won. First of all, she's never not made the playoffs at any league she's ever been in a fantasy baseball.
Oh no.
Yeah, and she's won like 4 out of 5 in like the last 5 years. Like, it's just crazy. It's I don't even know how to explain it. But hey, she does her research. She loves it, and she's a Dodgers fan. There's that.
That. Yeah, that's
Throw that out there.
Mom, feel free to call in as well, too, by the way, if you want. Just go to bettersports.com/live, click the join the show button, and we can get you on here if you want to talk about your draft picks as we go through this draft. We're coming up here, guys. I don't know how we got 1, 2, 3, but we did, which is on the snake, which is going to be great for breaks.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. I'm going to stick to my guns, and I think I'm going to punt pitching for a while.
okay.
Interesting.
I'm telling everyone what I'm doing, literally. I'm probably going to we'll see how it falls. Jazz Chisholm right there, my guy.
Oh, yes.
56 right
Cover
there.
boy for MLB The Show. Coming out tonight, by the way. Comes out tonight.
Oh, it does.
Tonight?
Yeah, at 9
does.
o'clock Pacific time, which is for us. It will be open to the public, and I already have it pre-downloaded. I'm ready to go. As soon as it hits 9, I'm
I gotta
playing.
snag that.
I will be going to GameStop.
It's people like you who keep GameStop in business. I buy my stuff on the
Hey, their stock's going up the roof right
It
now,
is.
man. You know why? Because the actual game is better than having like the digital. Because when I'm done playing it, I can get some money value back on it.
You get like $5.
Better than
$5.
nothing. Better, Thomas.
No, true.
But I can't wait to play the show. And like we said, we should do like a show tournament too. That'd be fun. Everyone
would be
has it. You
blast.
can do some cool stuff here.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody watching the show or even if you guys are into Diamond Dynasty, but I got really into that.
Yeah, for sure.
The past 2 years, and this year I'm like, all right, we're gonna take it super seriously. Like I need 99s all around the board. And you know what? We haven't mentioned this since they announced it, but the fact that they're bringing in players from the Negro Leagues and that's having like this own storyline, I thought that was a great addition. And then my buddy sends me a video of all these new players that are being included in the game. And they're bringing Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire so you can play them at Diamond Dynasty. And I'm like, that is amazing.
With the retro cards in there.
Yeah, the retro cards. And I'm thinking, okay, does this open the door? Are we going to have Barry Bonds at some point? Are we going to have Roger Clemens come in? Like, this opens up a whole new thing. I'm super excited. It's also my pick on the draft. All 3 of the guys I wanted are still available.
Because you didn't say anything this time. That's why.
Exactly.
So,
and you know what? I'm really high on this guy.
Let's see.
I think I'm going to pull the trigger. I haven't been able to do it in any other league I've been in because he's always been taken ahead of me. Now I have the shot, and I think I'm going to do it. Welcome to the team, Mr. Kyle Schwarber.
Okay.
Oh, I like that pick right there.
Yeah.
You're going to get
In
home
my
runs
outfield.
for sure. By the way, in this league, with every home run comes RBI, run, points, comes, hits, hit as well. So that's a good pick right there. Guaranteed 40 home runs if you have to ask me.
I completely agree, 100%.
Do the Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa, and Barry Bonds players come with like a special thing where you can inject things before you put them in your roster?
No, but you know what? I will say this, as far as in terms of sales for the game, I guess you could say they really moved the needle. So
I can't even think.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
All right,
Also,
I'm up. Real Muto, huh? Thomas Stevens.
That was one of my picks that I was
quiet,
looking
but
at.
I was
So
snagging
that's
catcher.
good.
I lied.
No, please.
What is he? What is he doing? What is he doing? I'm scared. I'm scared.
I'm going with my AL Cy Young favorite next.
No.
Oh. Okay. That's okay. I like
Shane Bieber.
That's cool. I like that pick. That's a good pick.
I got Bieber fever, baby. I got Bieber fever. I don't want any part of Michael Harris right now. I feel like I get better outfielders later. I'm all like he'll bat ninth. Oh, like I don't want any part of that. He's way too high for me. And it's all relievers and pitchers. I think he's the best pitcher available. I'm high on him. And I could wait and get some of these other guys later. So I might as well take the pitching while it's to me. So since it's there, and I'm going to take a non-injury pitcher or a non-guy that's in his 40s next, who I think will be the next runner-up to the Cy Young Award this year. Shane McClanahan.
Okay.
I like that.
Okay. I mean, he's good. I think my only problem with him is that after the All-Star break, he really struggled last year. So that's just like my only worry. But I mean, two pitchers back to back. Two pitchers back to back.
After I said I was going to punt him. Went with DeGrom.
Okay.
He went with DeGrom.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why DeGrom there?
Well, first of all, I'm looking at my little cheat sheet, stuff like that. I kind of had this drawn up, so I see him that he's there, so that's why I snagged him. But I do like the move to the Rangers. I think he's going to be their ace. I think that's their guy.
The injuries don't concern you a little bit? And
They do for sure. But I'm just kind of banking the same thing as you would bank with Ronald Acuna and people like that. If he stays healthy, he could be a great pitcher for me, and he'll be an ace on Texas. So just gamble and give yourself a pitcher.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, and Heavy T's on right now.
Yes,
it's a pitcher run here.
Yeah,
as we go forward.
Well, I am going to stop that run.
Okay.
Because I'm going to take someone that I mentioned to Edward before the show, because he can cover two spots instead of one. Welcome to the team, Mr. Dalton Varsho.
No, not this early. No, not this early. Really? No.
Dalton Varsho. We will take him.
The last time he will have catcher eligibility in fantasy baseball. Thank goodness.
You know what? But to be perfectly honest, that's the only reason I'm taking him is for that catcher eligibility.
Because if he didn't have that, he's just an average outfielder.
Yeah, and if he was an average outfielder, I wouldn't be taking him until maybe like 12, 13, something like way down there. But no, because of that catcher eligibility, that fills out a huge spot, so I will gladly take him.
All right, well, let's go to the draft board real quick and kind of recap some of these teams that we have so far because we got a long ways till we're back. I was first overall. It wasn't collusion. It was just Yahoo telling me it was my time. I went with Jose Ramirez, Fernando Tatis Jr., Bobby Witt Jr. I need more juniors on my team. Shane Bieber and Shane McClanahan. I need more Shanes on my team. Thomas Stevens over here went Trey Turner, Garrett Cole, Rafael Devers, Real Muto, and DeGrom. Heavy T, Yordan Alvarez, his boy, Aaron Nola, Lindor, Schwarber, and Varsho. Now, Dozier, who's on the clock right now, took Acuna. I think that kind of came to him a little bit. I would have done that too. Otani Batter, did only because Heavy T said he was taking him. Paul Goldschmidt and Max Scherzer as his H. He's on the clock. Anthony Rivera went Julio Rodriguez, also a great pick right there. Corbin Burns as his ace, Matt Olson, and Alex Bregman. It's Green Go went Kyle Tucker, followed by Freddie Freeman, Spencer Strider, and Marcus Semien. Archon 56 went Juan Soto, Pete Alonso, Austin Riley, and Jazz Chisholm Jr. That, wow, is fantastic. Andy went Aaron Judge, Mike Trout, wow. Nolan Arenado, and Shohei Ohtani pitcher. Your mama, a.k.a. my mama, went Vlad Jr., Bo Bichette. She loves those Toronto Blue Jays, apparently. Clase and Sandy Alcantara. And hashtag 3-point Stanhill, Mookie Betts, Manny Machado, Corey Seager, Lou Bob, Lewis Robert. We call him Lou Bob around here at Monday Night Rants. So right now, only 2 teams have no starting pitching. That would be Archon 56 and 3-point Stanhill. We just saw Justin Verlander go to Dozier to Max Scherzer Verlander combo. Okay. That's a little interesting.
1-2 punch.
And then Anthony went with Teoscar Hernandez there. So we're moving along pretty good here. I don't know. Shall we take a quick little break? Come back and hopefully it's our turn by then, and then we could have some more fun here on the Monday Night Rants Better Sports Network Fantasy Baseball Draft. Try saying that 3 times fast. Here. Having a lot of fun. We got fans mixed with the experts here on the show. It's so far I can't complain, and my mom. So there you go. The real expert herself. So let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll do some more recapping and have some more fun here on Monday.
Lunch Money with Kyle and Ray. Weekdays at noon Eastern, presented by FantasyGuru.com.
Vladdy swings at the first pitch and lines it into right center.
How did a guy who was being selected in the first round pretty well everywhere last year, he proceeded to lose 33 runs, to lose 16 homers, to lose 14 RBIs, and to lose 37 points in batting average. Oh, and 184 points in OPS. He went down everywhere. How does that guy, Vlad Jr., still register as the #1 fantasy first baseman? Ahead of Paul Goldschmidt, who won the MVP last season. Ahead of Mr. Freddie Freeman, who does the same thing every year, which is hit .315 with 25 homers and 100 ribbies. Ray, it's like Vlad Guerrero Jr. had nothing to worry about. It's like they thought they were getting him and his dad, as you can see there on the photo. You get both of them when you draft him at #1. I'm just surprised, and it was not a bad season, but Ray, it was such a disappointment compared to what he posted in 2000.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely fair to say. Vladimir Guerrero, in 3 of the 4 years, he's been average to good. He had one spectacular season. And we keep talking about it and talking about it and talking about it. The positives are the lineage, positives are the skill set, positives are the StatCast data, which everything's like top 5% murders the baseball. The negatives are he has not hit 275 in 3 or 4 years. We keep talking about this too. He does not get the ball in the air. It's remarkable, his ability to hit 30-plus home runs, given that he never gets the ball in the air. His ground ball rate last year was 52%.
Well, and we're asking the question, how is he still #1 at first? But what catches me even more so, Ray, is the overall. I mean, he's a first-round pick overall, and I don't think he has any business in the first round. I look at his profile, and there are so many guys going behind Vlad that just have business in the first round that deserve to be there. Freeman, Machado, Bichette, Rafael Devers, I think maybe Pete Alonso. Put Austin Riley ahead of him. If he gets 310, 30, 190, he's a first rounder.
I think the play with Vlad is the batting average because he hits the ball monstrously hard. I could see him hitting 320.
Can you hit 320 with a 52% ground ball rate?
You can, but it helps if you're athletic and fast. And he's
yeah, exactly. And I get it. His hit tool's strong, Ray, and he's good. It's funny his ground ball percentage is that high because on the occasions when I get to watch Blue Jays baseball, I don't see it. I see him hit the ball. And it's not really grounders. I'm surprised the number is that high. It feels like he stings the baseball, but I guess there's just no lift overall in his game.
It's just a little tweak to his swing that could really lead to that growth back toward where he was in the home run column. And I think people, he's done it. This is not hypothetical. He did it 2 years ago and he's still just 23.
Make bets and follow your fantasy team while you buy, sell, and trade collectibles in real time. Only on Better Sports Network.
Right. What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Monday Night Rants on the Better Sports Network. That's at Better Network at all your favorite social media platforms. So we are in the middle of the Monday Night Rants Better Sports Network Fantasy Baseball Draft. Whew. And we are going strong here into round 6 on the snake currently. And 3 Point Stanhill gave it right now. Currently got his first pitcher in Max Fried. Your mama, a.k.a. my mama, going through here. There you go. Now you can see it on. There you go. Look at that. Right on the screen as well. Just click on the draft board. If you could, Heavy T, right over there on the right, on the gray area, you'll see it says draft board right there. Click on that. There you go. There's where we're at, and where we currently lie. What a pretty draft board we have here. So Archon 56 is the last player remaining not picking a pitcher. He went with Randy Rosarina there, Framber Valdez, Teoscar Hernandez. Luis Arias is a very interesting one in a points league. He's a great 300 hitter. I kind of like that, though, kind of sneaky. Michael Harris, who I don't like, your mama, a.k.a. my mama, but hey, maybe he'll end up being the leadoff hitter and put up some numbers. I don't know, but there you go. So we're coming back to round 6. Anything jump off the board, you guys, that you see that maybe it's a still or maybe a little overreach now as we're getting to the later rounds?
I mean, it's not really. It seems pretty. I think also. He could do a lot of things. I like that one, Heavy T, for sure.
My question is, who's going to be the last person to take a catcher at this point?
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Oh, he went with a double there. Max
Zach
Fried
Wheeler.
and Zach Wheeler.
I like Wheeler.
In the chat as well, we got, like I said, we got 2 chats going on, so I'll do my best. Better Boss said Gossman, AL Cy Young Award winner. What do you think about that?
He's got to get off that train. That's not going to happen. Stop it. Stop it. Not going to happen. Like I don't trust me. Better Boss. I know. Obviously, you're the boss. It's not going to happen. Just stop. It's not. Oh man.
This was Tyler's last week on Monday Night Rants. Yeah. So far, I think it's pretty, self-explanatory for what we're doing. I don't agree with that as well. I mean, I don't think Gossman's going to be the AL Cy. I still like either Shane, one of the Shanes, Bieber or McClanahan are my 2 favorites, with Bieber being my favorite there. I like what I'm doing. In the chat over here, we got Archon 56 just putting up like letters. I don't even know what it is. He's going to try a BANA. Oh, a banana strategy. Okay, he's going bananas on us, guys. He's going bananas. Whatever that means, I guess we'll find out. But he is happy that he's getting players that he hasn't had in other leagues. Like I said, I'm that type of guy too. I don't like trying to get all the same players in every league. I like to mix it up depending on what it is. So I have shares of everyone in fantasy, just so one of them wins. I'm happy for the whole year, right? Are you guys kind of the same way, or you all, or I mean, Mr. Yordan Alvarez over here? But
I mean, I think for me personally, I try to stick to the same type of team in all my leagues, like as close as I can get. It does not work for football, by the way. Don't do that for football. It's an old strategy. But for baseball, it might work out a little bit differently because the season's much longer. So that might help me out a little bit. And this is my first time doing fantasy baseball in 11 years.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Welcome
this is
back.
all. Oh, thank you. So this is all kind of new to me. So, but we will figure this out together.
This is new to me. We'll figure it out together.
I'm on the same wave, Tyler. I've taken a break from fantasy baseball for probably about like 3 years now. So this is my first time back. But when I used to do it, I always would kind of stick with like the same early guys. Like you're stuck on Yordan. If I was stuck on somebody like that, I usually would stick with them. But towards the middle and the end, I always tried to switch things up and just see what sleeper I could get. But that was 3 years ago. So I'm definitely rusty right now. But I'm trying.
Yeah.
Ooh, you see, we got a little bit of a pitcher run and then another catcher off the board in Rutschman there. I like the upside of Rutschman and that Orioles team, man. They're the Detroit Lions of the MLB this year. Everyone thinks they can make some noise. Another reliever off the board and Hader there to wait. Whoa, banana strategy it is. 2 players now in this league has picked a reliever before a starter. That is crazy. That always means that Heavy T is on the board.
Okay. So, gonna be honest, we're gonna go pitcher here.
Okay. We're watching this live, so there you go.
Yeah, so you're watching this live. Now, this is a little bit of a spoiler because it's been stuck up here this whole time, but I'm gonna go with.
Now everyone's gonna notice that, Heavy T.
Yeah. So I mean that just happened to be the last player I picked, but I'm gonna go Julio Urias. He is a very dark horse to win NL Cy Young. I think his odds. I think he was at plus 2,000 on DraftKings last time I checked, which honestly, I would throw $20 on that. I think that's a solid bet. So, but yeah, I'm going to take Julio Urias right here.
I like that. You can't
go wrong with that. There we go with that.
Let's see.
Yeah, I'm okay with that completely. That's a good pick right there. And that would be your number 2 behind Nola. So
yes.
There you go.
I think I'm going to cover the outfield. I'm not too high on this guy, but I definitely, for where we are in the draft, I think I'm available to get him, and it would be nice. We'll go Cedric Mullins.
I actually like that. I really like that.
Sure.
Now, he's a guy a couple years ago came out of nowhere, and I picked him up in Dynasty just because he was supposed to get a spot on the roster and ended up dropping him. And then that next year, he became a superstar. I'm going, Wait, Josh Stanhill said you should have taken Manoa.
Alec. Yeah.
I'm on the board here. I may take Manoa, but his name doesn't start with Shane, so I don't know if I can do that. Let's see here. I have third base, shortstop covered, and my utility covered. I need to start thinking outfield. I don't have to. There's plenty of outfield options here. First base, second base get really, really shallow a certain amount of time. Man, there's a player I really like in this league that I can't take right now, and that hurts my heart. I'm not going to say who it is. It's all you people out there.
Snakes in this draft. Watch this. Watch out.
Dude, totally 100%. I don't like drafting first. Like I said, I've been towards the end of all my drafts so far. I'm not liking this player pool that I see right here.
I'll be perfectly honest. I hate drafting first. I absolutely hate it. Now, this is the earliest I've drafted in any of the 3 leagues I'm doing this year. The other 2, I've been in the middle. I love being in the middle. I will take it all day, every day. Third isn't terrible. It's not the best, but it's not terrible. I can work with third.
Yeah, the middle, you're just consistent. You're just consistently getting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you're not waiting forever.
Now I'm gonna get a pitcher here because there's value in this area. Now it's either you, Darvish, or Luis Castillo here. I like the 200 pretty much guarantee K for Darvish, but Castillo could. I don't like this. I do not like this. I'm gonna go ahead and take Darvish here as my
homer pick. We'd love to see it. We'd love to see it.
There you go. And that gives me 2 minutes to figure something out because I do not like this area of drafting in the first. But you know what? I'm going to make it work, and I'm still going to win. So my money's on the line. So I got to do what it takes. What it takes. And what it takes is, well, winning.
So if you win, you're basically going to be the meme of Obama giving Obama the medal. Just like standing around putting her on his neck. Yeah, that's exactly what this is going to be.
110%. I do like. Ooh, you know what? I'm gonna go pitcher again. I think. Okay, I'm with Archon. I'm going bananas here.
Interesting. Okay.
Load up on really good starting pitching and get those points that I need to go 1-0 that week, right?
This man said, I'm not going to go pitcher, then took 4 straight pitchers.
That's the way the cookie crumbled. Right there. Now, I like Luis Castillo. I really do. But it's just the inconsistency. But he could also win the Cy Young this year, too, man. It's crazy. Where'd you go with there? You went with
Romano.
Jordan Romano. Getting a really good closer there, which points, right? You get save points, you get K points, you get everything there. Now, I think I'm going to punt, and I know I said this last time, I'm going to punt closers. I think because we have that hold category that counts as points, I'm going to look at really high upside K guys who are setup men later in this draft to try to get that, that area there too. So,
all right.
We're literally telling everybody what we're doing.
Yeah, I know.
So it is my pick, and I am actually going to stay with the pitchers, and I'm going to go Dylan Cease.
I like that.
I like that too.
He's late.
I think he's one of the American League's best kept secrets, thanks to once again Tony La Russa, just because that team is awful. But no, Dylan Cease. Second in Cy Young voting last year. He was actually my favorite to win it. He would have won it if Justin Verlander just doesn't turn 25 at 40, and he is age 40. So, but yeah, no, Dylan Cease, welcome to the team, buddy.
Yeah, I do like that as well. I actually have him in the Better Sports Network host league, or that we're in, or the host, or the league. I do like that. But again, I'm trying to get players I don't have in other leagues, so that's kind of my strategy there too. So I really
So I'm going to be honest. I'm a
O'Neal
little
Cruz,
bummed
good pick.
because the next 2 picks after were guys I was looking at hoping that maybe they would go a little bit later.
Yeah, drop further.
O'Neal Cruz and Andres Jimenez, but they are both off the board.
Cruz was on my board, but I already have Witt and Tatis, so it's like, what am I going to do with him?
That's a good point, actually. Let me see. Hold on. Wait.
Yeah.
Well, we do have 2 utility spots.
We do have 2 utility spots, yeah. So I could have just thrown him there. And then Tatis is not going to play until what, April 20th? So
yeah, I mean, you could have done that.
That's okay. It's okay.
So
it's
okay. This is the only part that sucks about sharing my screen is I have to look and see what I'm gonna do here.
You can stop sharing your screen for a second while we're
okay, that's cool. We'll do that. Let's stop for a second.
We could go back to the 3-way
here.
yeah, I know you're good. When we talk about it, we could show it and everyone can see it. But yeah, you could do your own secret. Just don't put them up on the thing there. I love O'Neal Cruz. I actually have him in a few leagues. Now, you are going to lose a ton of points and strikeouts there, Eric. A lot. But you're going to get production everywhere else. Home runs, stolen bases. Hits will be few and far between because most of his hits are going to be for extra bases or home runs. But at that point in the draft, I think that's a steal, especially because shortstop kind of drops off a little bit after him and the next few here. So I like that pick. But again, it's a guy that isn't really yet proven in Major League Baseball, and he came up and made some noise last year, but now we have a full offseason of pitchers to say, okay, what can we do to pitch towards this guy? So we'll see. It's up to him to prove that he's a superstar. I think he's going to be one, or he'll flame out like Javier Baez. That's kind of your options there. So we'll see. All right, my mom is on the clock here. Xander Bogaerts went right now. Will Smith right after that. I'm sorry, Will Smith, then Xander Bogaerts. 67th overall for Bogaerts is interesting. A lot of people are kind of anywhere from, hey, he's the 3rd best shortstop to all the way to don't even draft him until like 150. So in that lineup, though, and the protection he's going to get, and he's a proven almost 300 hitter every year, runs, he's going to get his due. I think that's a good spot there for him. Now, did you change the player on top this time so we weren't thinking you were taking that player, Heavy T?
Well, so that just happened to be the last player I clicked. I'm not taking Nick Castellanos.
Okay.
Probably at all, but definitely not this early.
Okay, good.
That's not happening. But I was able to hide my queue. So the players I could look at, so those are still good. So when I do make my pick, I will hide my screen again so I could go through my queue real quick, see my guys, and then we'll just go from there.
That'll work.
But, yeah.
Everyone will agree. I think that's okay.
I actually, going to be honest, so this very last pick, Christian Javier, I really like that around this time in the draft. He is definitely, like I know I just said Dylan Cease is probably the American League's best kept secret. Christian Javier is probably second. He really only has 2 pitches, but his command is just masterful over those 2. Practically unhittable. And trust me, I've seen him pitch in person while I was living in Houston many times. Like, this dude is he's unreal.
Now, I think like the way that the Houston Astros is built and their pitching staff, literally like all 5 of them, well, we'll see who the 5th was going to be if Hunter Brown makes the rotation or not. He should, but who knows? But those top 4, they're all very, very similar too, right? They're kind of guys that were kind of under the radar and became like true like aces. Which is why they won the World Series last year, to be honest.
Yeah,
so he's one of them too. And I like another one that I have my eyes on. I'm not going to give the name out right now because you guys are all listening and you're all snakes. But but I mean, and like what Valdez, Javier, and the other 2. And then Hunter Brown probably will see. Maybe not, maybe. But, man, those top 4, they're just workhorses. Nothing special that they're like, they're not Jacob deGromes, but they're workhorses. Low ERA. They put up strikeouts. They keep the ball in the park. Good pitchers there in Houston. So I agree with you. I do like that Christian Javier pick as well.
Yeah, you have Valdez, you have Javier, you have Lance McCullers who's going to start on the IL. You have
Don't say it.
Dang, man, that was.
You'll have Hunter Brown who's coming back, and then you have even the guy who's probably going to start in the bullpen, but he'll take over for McCullers while I heard in Jose Urquidy. Like, not a bad pitcher.
Yeah,
like they just, and I don't know how they do it every single year.
I like Jose Abreu right there.
So do I.
That's
So
really
do
good.
I, man.
Yeah.
He snagged that. That was in my queue.
3 points. Stanhill getting props from all three of the Monday Night Rants guys right there.
I was trying to hide my jealousy, but it just came out.
Jose Abreu in that lineup, even without Altuve for a while, he's still going to be fine in that park. That's a good spot for him. A good land spot. I was kind of hoping he'd go to the Padres in the offseason, but he wants to win a championship. He wants to do it now. He's not getting any younger. It's a good spot for Jose Abreu and a great pick right there, especially he's your first baseman now, paired with Lou Bob, Corey Seager, Manny Machado, and Marte, who Marte is the safest fantasy player of all time. He stays healthy. He's the safest player to get your value, no matter where you draft him, really. I like that. Garcia. My mom went with Garcia there. What do you guys take on Adolis Garcia?
Yeah, he's interesting. He was in my queue. Probably not this. I wouldn't have jumped on it right now. But I mean, you never know. He's interesting.
Yeah, if I was going to do it, I probably would have done it 4 or 5 rounds from now. I don't know if I would have done it this early, but I mean, he has a lot of potential. I mean, we could very easily next year be seeing him going top 5 rounds, something like
and since my mom drafted him, he's now a top 5 outfielder. There you go. That's how it always works out. Andy is on the board now. Will Archon get a starting pitcher? I don't know. We'll see when it comes up. He's the last person on the board without a starting pitcher. Some other teams I do like here. I really, really like what Archon's doing without a starting pitcher and going reliever heavy. Well, not heavy, but just only one reliever. That's it. But he's getting some good offensive value, and his offensive points are going to be really good. On the other hand, my pitching points are going to be really good because I have 4 quality ace starters on my team. So it's just a different strategy depending on how you're doing it, which I like. I do like what 3 Point Stan Hill is doing over here at the end, though. I really like this team. He got Wheeler. He got Fried. He's kind of doing a little bit of balance. That Jose Abreu pick, I almost forgot about him, and I don't even have a first baseman yet.
That's why I was waiting, man. I saw him later, and I was like, maybe he'll drop, and maybe I could just wait on the first base and snag him. And now I'm like kind of scrambling a little bit for first.
And Reese Hawkins is not available.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. Eloy, right there. There's your Eloy. Like I said, like Lou Bob, can be an MVP contender if he stays healthy and puts everything together. So that's a good pick there. Still not going to any starters. I wonder, is he going all relievers and no starters in his pitching?
That's an interesting strategy.
It's an interesting strategy.
Yeah, we'll see what happens because you don't get negative points for, it's going to be interesting to see what he's doing.
I mean, I think in a weird way, if you're to get just relievers who are not in the game as long as starters, you would think the ERA would technically be lower, right?
Well, most of the time it's lower, but there's no ERA. This is ERA. It's a points league. So you still get strikeouts, but you're also not walking as much. So you're not losing as many points for the walks, right? So if you get high quality strikeout guys like Josh Hader is, you add a few others later who are like setup men who get you 80 to 90 strikeouts out of that reliever spot, and you get 4 of them that you're playing every day. And then, you don't get the save points, but you're also not getting blown save points. You're getting less walks. You're not getting wins. Well, you could even get some wins there and maybe some saves on off times when, so it's a very interesting strategy in these points league. I've never truly done it, but I've wanted to, if that makes sense.
I think the last pick was interesting. Also, kind of bummed. Luis Castillo is one of the guys I was looking at.
Yeah, my queue is just going. I
was literally just talking about picking him over Yu Darvish in round 6, and he made it so far. So we're here right now, Anthony.
I am bummed he's gone.
Luis Castillo not going to make it to heavy T. which I think
we will stop sharing the screen so I can get my thoughts together.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that. So far, so good. I think everyone has really interesting strategies. It's good to see the fans with us and friends and family of Monday Night Rants and the Better Sports Network. I'm having a blast right now, seeing what everyone's doing. I know you guys are too. We could just, while Heavy T's doing that, we are going to talk about who our picks are for Cy Young for both leagues, Rookie of the Year, as well as our MVPs. We'll do that after the snake is done. We'll get into those before we take probably our last break of the night after that. And then we'll keep on going until we can and get this draft done. We're about, what, are we almost halfway through? No, we're not even close.
So this is what I'm going to do right now. So I mentioned that I was going to take the best kept secret in the American League, and that being Dylan Cease.
Yeah.
I'm going to double down on that. I'm going to take the best kept secret in the National League. Welcome to the team, Mr. Zach Galen of the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Okay.
That's interesting.
Very interesting. And
Yeah.
I know a guy right now, Wade Tavares, Archon 56, is high on Gallon as well. And he even just said in the chat, he said, yes, I'm taking 0 starting pitchers.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to target some setup men. I don't want to say their names, but yeah, I see what he's doing. Duran's out there. Who could be the closer? Munoz's, those type of guys could be solid if he does that and just have a full offensive point production, which is crazy, which is fine. But okay, back to your pick right there. What makes you think he's a value? Like the strikeouts will be there, right? But he's on arguably probably the worst team in the NL West. So wins will not be there. He's not going to have any offensive production. And his whip is pretty respectable, but why? Just give me the laydown of why you're high on. You're a salesman. Sell me this pen, a.k.a. the pen is Zach Gallen. Go.
Thank you for the Wolf of Wall Street reference. Appreciate that. No, it's honestly, I think, and I'm going to sound crazy, I think Arizona finishes at least third in the NL West. I think they actually make a big jump, like the Tigers 2 years ago, like the Orioles last year. I think they actually make the jump. They have a stacked farm system. They're finally putting the pieces together. I think this year's the year. I'm not saying they make the playoffs, but I think they at least get third in the NL West. I think it finally comes together.
So Padres, Dodgers, then.
Yeah, and honestly, I think you could flip those two, Dodgers and Padres. Like, I mean, you could do whatever you want. But I think third is the Arizona Diamondbacks. Colorado's not going to do anything. We know that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the Giants are all that good. I think 2 years ago when they won, what was it, like 108 games or something like that? I thought that was a massive fluke, and it proved to be because they didn't do anything last year.
Their offense will be not very good.
So I think it's open for Arizona. I really do.
But the pitching staff for the Giants keeps them in games because they do have a better pitching staff.
Yeah, and then here's the other reason why I'm really high on Zach Galen. Can't remember his name at the moment. It's driving me crazy. But the Astros pitching coach left the year after they lost to the Braves, and he took the job in Arizona. And we were just talking about Astros pitching, all these dudes that they helped scout. Well, who helped form them? Yes, you are on the clock. You should make your pick. Who helped form those pitchers was the Astros pitching coach, who I have to look up because his name is absolutely killing me right now that I cannot remember this. Let's see. Diamondbacks pitching coach. This is live research here on Monday Night Rants.
That's what we do, baby. After dark.
Just unveiling the curtain in the back. Brent Strong, that was his name. I could not remember his name. But he's one of the best pitching coaches in the entire league. And as I'm totally denouncing the Giants, Edward takes Logan Webb. That's an interesting one. I'll give you that. That's an interesting one.
Logan Webb and Zach Gallen are Spider-Man memes, man.
I don't know about that.
Well, to be honest, I had 7 seconds left, and I was talking to you guys and had to do this.
Oh, panic pick. Okay.
It was a panic pick. It was a panic pick. I'll be fine. I love my pitching staff now. I have them all. totally opposite of what I said I was going to do. That's why I love drafts so much. You literally think you're going into one way, you see what everyone else is doing, and you go the complete opposite way there. I will need some point production here other than Bobby Witt, Joe Ram, and Tatis. So let's work on that right now, shall we? All right. I'm thinking here, man, this is drafting first overall is just not a fun experience at all. I guess I'm going to have to get some, I don't like it. I don't hate it. Not really good for a points league, better for a category league with average for George Springer. So I'm going to kind of leave him alone. I don't need any shortstops. I do like the 20 plus home run potential for Brian Reynolds. But I like this more. I'm going to take a guy here who I think is a sleeper to have a really good year, and it's Tyler O'Neill.
That's an interesting pick.
Yeah,
I also love
30 home runs can happen. 30 home runs, 90 RBIs, plus his stolen base numbers at 20. I think I like that there.
It's a good pick because of the way St. Louis is. It's the way they're set up, especially with Arenado and Goldschmidt right there.
Yeah.
So we went back-to-back Cardinals.
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. So Tommy Edmonds off the board. So I am going to go pitcher again. And I am going to go because I'm going to need some back-end relief help. So I'm going to go with the second best closer, in my personal opinion, in the league, behind Emmanuel Clase.
Ryan Presley.
Welcome to the team, Mr. Ryan Presley.
Hey, no one saw it coming. Better Boston make or break year for O'Neill. He is right, it is, but he's still capable of putting up those numbers. I mean, last year kind of weak. He only had 334 at bats, and 14 home runs. If he can get to that 500 at bat, he's going to put up 30 home runs, 90 RBIs. His power is there. He has some speed. I'd be willing to take a risk as a top 100 player here. Presley, I do agree. Did he have some injury concerns last year?
He had some slight ones, in which the guys picked up in the relief area. They picked him up on that, but he came back. He was stronger than ever. Pitched for Team USA in the World Baseball Classic. I like it. I think it's a good move.
I feel like you got him pretty late too. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I was thinking about that.
I'm not gonna say like extremely late, but I think that he could have went a couple rounds earlier.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
I'm guessing Archon is mad because that was probably part of his old reliever strategy he's going for. Bananas, people. Bananas.
Heavy T stealing my closer.
Yep, there it is. Pitcher run right there. Robbie Ray is interesting. This is a guy who kind of goes under the radar of being probably one of the best overall pitchers every year in and year out as far as fantasy production. And there he goes right there to Eric Dozier. So Scherzer, Verlander, Robbie Ray. No pitcher under 35 on his team. That's interesting. But at the same time, I kind of like what he did there. The strikeouts are going to be up. The wins are going to be there. Good point production value from getting that third as Robbie Ray. I like that pick. Anthony going with Byron Buxton. Okay.
I'm not going to lie. This late, I think I like the Buxton pick a little bit.
Now he's going to start DHing, and I don't think they're going to give him the green light to run, maybe even at all this year, as far as stolen base production. So what are you really getting from him? Home runs, RBIs, runs, that's it really, right?
I mean, yeah, but like getting that many RBIs, home runs in general this late, that's not a bad move. It's like, I don't think I can really hate on it. It's a good one.
Yeah, have to stay on the field in order to get that production, though.
I mean, that's the thing, though. But, I mean, even with the injury risk, taking him in what round are we? The 9th round? Not bad. I like it.
I think Better Boss is anti my O'Neill thing. He says Carlson, Burleson, Walker, O'Neill to hit, or he could sit. That's true. But Carlson hasn't done anything, really. Much more than just play good defense out there. His bat has been terrible. Burleson, we still don't know. Walker he's not gonna. He'll end up getting replaced by Yepes by the end of April, probably as that DH spot, right? If I had to guess. So, yeah, okay. St. Louis has a really good farm team, and they bring up these guys you've never heard of. Moses Gomez, who's like 30 years old, who had like the best minor league of all time last year, could be up to. So yeah, I took a chance with O'Neill, but I think if he just gets that 5 hole in the lineup, RBIs and everything, I think I like that production. And Carlson, I'm still not sold in him at all as an offensive threat in fantasy baseball, just now. And I have him in my dynasty league, and I'm done with him. I'm ready to trade him, and no one will take him because he's not been very good. Once heralded prospect, Dylan. Now I'm just going to rant about Dylan Carlson for the next 5 minutes. I don't want to do that. All right, Felix Bautista going to It's Green Go. Ryan, who's that? Archon? So okay. So Helsley now becomes his second closer.
I was looking at Helsley, not going to lie. I really like Helsley. He's got good stuff. Would definitely be the anchor in that bullpen for St. Louis.
Yeah.
I like the pick.
Mm-hmm.
So the St. Louis has the most players probably drafted so far in this league. Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, I think it's probably a tie between St. Louis and Houston, and maybe Atlanta so far.
Yeah, and Padres have quite a lot. I mean, they're on my team, but you know, it's
only seen 2 Angels so far. That makes me want to cry, but that's okay.
All right, hey, get them in the late rounds, Tyler.
Well, yeah. technically 3 Angels because
yes,
Ohtani batter and Ohtani
the
pitcher.
twin.
Yeah. So there you go. Dansby Swanson's a very interesting pick. Now, I've never been high on him as a good fantasy production type player. He's a great MLB player, if that makes sense. He's great at playing baseball, but he did have some career years the last couple of years actually putting up fantasy points. So it's interesting.
That's an interesting one.
Yeah, another guy that has a good upside, but what's up with his back? What's up with his
What's up with his everything? Jesus.
Yeah, you gotta try to figure that out. How many teams did he try to go to? Then he said,
look, I demand we know what is in the medical report. We need to know. The public needs to know.
The fantasy players need to know.
If he is fine, though, I mean, that is a great pick at this position in this draft. If he is fine, 100%.
Also, 2 shortstops there as well that are true shortstops. So obviously one will be in the utility spot. Ah, my boy! That's where I was going to get next. He took him from me. Stephen Kwan. Love this. 0 home run value whatsoever. Hits, runs, stolen bases, always on base for my sleeper team in the AL this year, the Cleveland Guardians. I love myself some Stephen Kwan, batting leadoff every day for that team, and stays healthy and is a good player. I loved him at Oregon State as well. We had a national championship there. Ugh.
Also, him and Miles Straw, forever enemies of New York City. Love that.
Miles Straw, another guy who'll never hit a home run. But
oh yeah, he'll never hit a home run. But great outfielder though. He's another one of those dudes where maybe not the best fantasy player, but a great baseball player in general.
Yeah, he's really he's the perfect example. And here's my bar of the borderline great baseball player, but not a good fantasy baseball player is Andrelton Simmons. That has been my bar of you're either here on the fantasy side or you're on the I'm just a good baseball player side. He has been that. He's the Mendoza line of whether you're good at fantasy or not in baseball.
Considering who is on the top of my screen right now, could you say that's the Newt bar? Dad jokes, we got him here.
I got a rim shot it. Yeah, I got a rim shot that one. That's a good one right there. Dad jokes all night on Monday Night Rants. Now, Newt Barr is also interesting because he's also in that St. Louis outfield. I'm sure he's going to get picked up here. That crowded outfield. Had a really good World Baseball Classic for Japan, who I picked to win, by the way. And unfortunately, sorry, but I didn't think USA would even make the finals in their bracket, but they did. So, sad tears. Newt Barr, is he on your radar?
He's actually not. He just saw what I picked up so I could disguise everyone else that was on my radar since I'm the one sharing my screen. So he is not on my radar. Catcher just went from your Salvador Perez.
Yep, late home run value from the catcher spot right there. Mm-hmm. Stay healthy, though. He has to stay healthy.
Yeah, he's definitely getting on the older side.
Man. First base is looking thin, man. Damn.
It is thin, and I have 0.
I believe I also have 0.
Yeah, I'm telling you that Jose Abreu just threw me all up. I thought that I was going to be able to snag him. I was a couple picks away from that.
Is that Pete Alonso one? Because I've taken Pete Alonso in every single one of my drafts. So that one, when he was gone 2 picks ahead of me, I'm like, well, okay, I'm screwed.
That's not a bad thing. Although I do see some value in first base later on than what Yahoo is showing right now. That I like. Like, I'm not a big Christian Walker guy. Andrew Vaughn's intriguing at first base. Intriguing, but I mean, there's other ones there that are probably better, safer picks. Lowe for Texas is also intriguing because he's capable of doing 20 to 30 home runs, 70 RBIs. And with the new stolen base rules, you never know. He may get 10 stolen bases. He could, but the strikeout potential for Lowe is high, almost like a Mark Reynolds, which, ooh.
I was saying, and he does play in Texas where, it is a pitcher's park, but that ball flies during the summer. So that's going to be a little bit of an interesting move.
There it went. That's who I was talking about. That's my sleeper pick for Houston.
That's why I didn't mention him. Going to be perfectly honest, I think out of everyone in Houston's rotation, I think Luis Garcia is the weak point. I'm not all that high on him. Yeah, I like McCullers a lot more than I like Garcia, and McCullers is injury prone.
Well, McCullers is not only injury prone; he also goes through the walkies, where he'll go through.
Yeah, he will walk a lot. That is his one flaw besides the injuries. But
and walkies leave the ERA and runs.
Yeah. I mean, Garcia. I think Garcia's problem, at least to me, it seems like he will have 4 innings of just straight dominant ball, and then the second that the middle part of the lineup comes up the second time around, he starts to fall apart. So that's I'm not super high on Garcia,
but
great hairdo though.
In round 10 right now though, as who?
Yeah,
well,
I still wouldn't have done it.
That's his third pitcher though. That's his third. That's his third.
Dude,
pitcher.
I had that in my queue.
I was looking at George Springer. Not gonna lie.
Same. If he stays healthy, man, that's a great pick late.
But is George Springer exciting in a points league?
I think so.
Yeah,
I'd say so.
Because the average, but the average, what that counts, hits, I guess, in this league. But the home runs, is he going to be able to hit 25 home runs? Probably not.
I think he can hit at least 20 in that ballpark in Toronto, where it also flies out. But like the big problem is that, like we were just talking about with McCullers, he's super injury prone. Super injury prone. It took that nasty. They technically dove into each other in that playoff game against Seattle. That nasty little hit, but he's on the IL every single season with something.
But when he plays, again, he's consistent, but he's consistent to a point where it's like, do I want to deal with it or IL? But at this point, round 10, as your third outfield, when you have that's actually a pretty good outfield there, with him being your third guy. So
Randy Arozarena, Eloy Jimenez, and George Springer. That's pretty decent outfield, I will admit.
Yeah, very injury prone. At least the latter of those two, or of the three. But if they stay healthy, that's a pretty solid outfield for sure. All right, It's Go Green. What is It's Go or It's Green Go?
So this is my buddy Nick.
Okay.
I've actually never asked him what this name means exactly. He's had this name as his Xbox username since I've known him, and that was like 12 years ago. So I've never actually asked what it meant. It could be one of those things where like I made it up in 6th grade and I've stuck with it since. But I've never actually asked. And he took what I was looking at. I was looking at Jeremy Pena.
Double shortstop there. Now this Pena, obviously with the Altuve injury, Pena goes back to the top of the lineup. With Altuve, they push him back down to 8 and 9 again. That's the only thing I have against him.
Yeah, Dusty Baker with Pena in the lineup, when he would put him way down there, I never understood why. I never understood the reason. He's better towards the top of the lineup, and I'm hoping since they had him towards the top of the lineup in most of the playoff games last year, that he kind of proved his point that he should stay there. I did not understand why Dusty Baker would put him in the bottom third. It just didn't make any sense to me.
Well, also that lineup is loaded. If he was on the
Royals,
he would bat first every day. Or
that's true. That's true. So. But I mean, there were some days where he was putting whoever was in center field, because last year for the Astros, center field was kind of like a rotating thing. It was Jake Myers. It was Chaz. I'm drawing a blank on his name.
McCormick.
Chaz McCormick, thank you. Everybody down there calls him Chazzy Fizz. I'm like, that's not his real name. Do not call him that. But Chaz McCormick. But he would put those dudes sometimes ahead of Pena. I'm like, what are you doing? So the only person that Pena was guaranteed to hit in front of every year was Martin Maldonado, who cannot get a hit to save his life. So it is what it is, man. So we have 2 picks here before mine. I know exactly who I want. I'm fine with that. You can have Blake Snell. Don't want him.
200K upside this year.
Chris Bryant.
Interesting if he stays healthy in Colorado. He's going to put up numbers. But he has to stay healthy.
Yeah. Okay. So we're not going to share my screen, so nobody sees.
We're leaving
nobody sees my cue. But I think this is what I'm going to do here. I'm really high on this guy, and he's playing to get out of town to show someone else that he can be a great player. Welcome to the team, Mr. Brian Reynolds.
Good pick.
Of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Good pick, man.
That was on my radar for sure.
Good pick.
Yes. Well, now, will he stay on the team before the trade deadline? That's the question.
No, but I think wherever he goes, I think he'll be able to help someone out, no problem. And the crazy thing is that when he does eventually get traded, he is going to require a hefty package coming back to Pittsburgh. So that whole thing is going to be an interesting move when it does happen.
Oh, so okay, I like that Vinny pick right there.
I hope I'm not. I know. I feel like it might be like a tad bit too early.
A tad early. Looking at some of these other first base,
on first base right now, and I'm like, I have him in low in my queue, and I feel like I'm going to take him.
I really regret my Logan Webb pick, but I was talking to you guys. I really forgot that I was on the clock. So, I want to just go for a guy, a lower strikeout guy, get some stolen bases, and you've kind of talked me on this team.
I think I know
now to be third in the NL West here.
I know you're taking.
I'm going with Big Vic McCarthy.
I should have flipped.
Not from the UFC, but from baseball here. I kind of like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and turn this around and get another outfield that has 30 home run upside, and get him now, who I like for a team that's the Detroit Lions of the Major League Baseball this year. It takes some Santander there to fill up my outfield.
I like that.
That's exactly who I was looking at next. Oh, that throws me for a loop. Now I got to scramble and figure out who I'm going to take. Okay.
Yeah, the Yahoo world hates us when they put all three of us in the snake at the end like this. It's kind of like
I am very high on Santander. I actually have him in my 2 other leagues. That's a great move. This late, especially, I think in what are we, the 11th round? Mm-hmm. That's a great move. And that's the backup guy.
You told everyone you weren't taking him earlier when he was on your.
Okay, now I gotta. Oh God, this is not good. Can we hit a pause button? Is that available right now?
I do have a pause button, but I can only do it in case of emergencies.
Okay. This is not good. I think I know who I'm gonna go with. And you know what? Screw it. I think I'm going to do it because he has a lot of upside in this stadium, and I like him for the team he's on. Welcome to the team, Mr. Anthony Rizzo, the New York Yankees. Okay, now I'll tell you what. How about Santander for Rizzo straight up? We'll talk. We'll talk after this.
That was who I was waiting on to be my first baseman because I don't have one yet. Oh man. Okay.
Talk after the show. My people will contact your people.
Okay. Yeah, we'll make that happen. Okay. We'll make that happen. Better boss. Wow. Okay. Cool. I didn't see that one coming. That was a curveball there. Hey, now first base is really,
that one really thin at first base.
That one really hurt. But I'll figure it out. There's still someone I like on a team here I could take later. But yeah, that was my target there to be my starter. Also kind of injury prone lately as well too. But man, when he's healthy, he puts up straight numbers, especially in New York. So
yeah, I think in New York, but especially surrounded by Carlos Rodon. That's an interesting one.
Very interesting. This late, Now he's going to miss some time. We know that. But, man, he could end up being whew.
I'll be honest, because of the injury, I took him completely off my board. I didn't want to touch him.
So, I mean, it's 1 month, right? At most? Or
I mean, that's what we're thinking, but
yeah.
I don't know. And there's something clearly going around in the Yankees clubhouse where 3 of their 5 projected starters are now on the IL to open the season.
That's called being a Yankees pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
Prayers to Nestor Cortez, who is on one of my other teams. Please don't get hurt.
Best mustache in baseball, baby.
This is where it gets interesting, man, because all of your cues just start to go away when you got to wait so long. And it's like the people who I'm even looking at right now, I probably should wait about 5 minutes.
Yeah, like what I told you guys, I was calm and collected until that Rizzo pick got taken from me. And then that was the first emotion you said there. Nick Durst says DeGrom in the 5th round could be the best pick if he stays healthy. He wins Cy Young.
We'll see. Thank you.
That's the thing. He's not going to stay healthy. I'm sorry. When I saw the amount of money that Texas threw at him and the years included, I was shocked. I was like, I would not have come even close to that contract. And personally, I wouldn't have even given DeGrom a meeting. Just way too injury. Great stuff, but just way too injury prone for my taste. Can't do it.
You have to give him a meeting only because he's Jacob DeGrom. And when he's healthy, he's been one of the most dominant pitchers of the last, 10 years?
I mean, yes, but here's the thing, especially in that division where you have the Astros who are not going away anytime soon. And then you have the Angels who are trying the best to do something. And then you're the Rangers. Okay.
Seattle's
and you have the Mariners who are really good now. At that point in that division, I'm sorry, to me, your best or your best, ability is your availability. And he's just not there. He's always on the IL.
Yeah, that's true. I'll give you that. But still, the upside is there to be Cy Young. Not many of these other pitchers have that
I think
ability.
he's fine to be taken in the 5th round, in my opinion. But,
I mean, I played it safe. I went Shane McClanahan over him, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was still kind of there. But if he was still there when I took you, Darvish, I would have taken DeGrom if he would have come back there. So
I'll remind you of that when you drop him in June because he's done for the year. So I'll remind you of that. He was good for the 5th round. Are you sure about that, buddy?
Okay. Another bet's coming on here. I can feel it. Christian Yelich there going to It's Green Go. Good upside pick. Logan Gilbert, who's been going really round 10 or 11 in every draft I've done. That's kind of like where he goes. Solid pick. Nick Durst said Max Fried in the 5th was more risky than DeGrom. I don't know.
No way.
Max Fried's been pretty consistent over the last 3 to 4 years of pure getting to that 200K plateau, staying semi-healthy. Pretty safe there for fantasy purposes. Now, remember, we're talking about fantasy purposes. DeGrom going to Texas, they're talking about trying to win a World Series purposes. It's a whole different thing.
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
They don't care about our fantasy team. Let's put it
Which
that
that's
way.
also not – Texas is not winning a World Series. Stop it. That's not – like I said, as long as Houston is there because they're not going away, Seattle is getting better every year. I honestly think the only way that Shohei stays in Anaheim is the Angels have to make the playoffs, so they're going to give it everything they have this year. They're not – Texas – no, sorry. They're closer – it feels really weird saying this. They're closer to being last place in that division than they are to winning the World Series, honestly.
That actually makes a ton of sense because that's not an easy division, really. Where you have what? You have Houston, Seattle, the Angels.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so you might be right. And really, after DeGrom, the pitching staff's kind of weak.
It's DeGrom and Evaldi, and that's it. And Evaldi's already hurt.
Yeah, Evaldi's one of those guys too. It's like, yeah, he's a good for K's and nothing else really.
Shout out to the Oakland A's, who nobody mentioned because everybody knows they were absolute garbage.
No, yeah, they are by far the last. That's why I didn't even mention them. I didn't want to.
Yeah, they are easily going to be. And at this point, I think for the A's, at this point, you're tanking until you move to Las Vegas. It's only a matter of time. It's going to happen.
It's going, yeah.
Yeah.
There's already talks about the old Tropicana being bought and flattened and, a stadium right there would make sense. It's right next to the other stadiums.
Yeah,
it
they're
makes
gone.
too
They're
much
out
sense.
of Oakland for sure.
Dude, and I drive up and take the BART in to that stadium to see the Padres play, and I could go I could buy the cheapest and go sit wherever I want, right behind the Padres dugout for first row. No one cares because nobody's there. It's mostly Padres fans, and it's just it's something to behold there. That stadium is it's a family show, a shithole. It is terrible, and it smells like pee. It's not.
No, it does. It does. My most recent ex-girlfriend is a massive Raiders fan. She's told me some horror stories about O.co up there in Oakland. Like, it's not a good place at all. So two things real quick. Number one, you are right. So I pulled up the Rangers depth chart on the pitching staff. It's DeGrom, Evaldi, Martin Perez, John Gray, Andrew Heaney. It's super thin after the first two. So there's that, number one. The second thing, I really like Tyler Glasnow this late. I think that's a really good move.
I agree, 100%. He's going to come back late April, it looks like. I've been actually, in some leagues, getting him along with Musgrove later. Because I know, I just got to pull off waiver wire pitchers for the first month, and then I have Musgrove and Glasnow the rest of the year. So I do like that pick right there as well, by far.
Yeah, Glasnow has Cy Young type stuff.
He does.
Like, he's just a damn good pitcher.
Definitely. But health again. My mama, going with Johan Duran. Now, I want to make sure, was this the correct Max Muncy being picked right here?
Okay, so real quick for those who don't know, so me and Edward did another fantasy draft last night with my friends, and the incorrect Max Muncy was picked. Max Muncy from the Oakland A's was picked.
Oh, no way.
Instead of Max Muncy from the Dodgers. Moral of the story, do not drive and draft. That's not safe, number one. But number two, you can make a very bad move, so don't do that.
Pretty much don't do anything while driving except for drive. That's
pretty much, yeah. Like, let's be real about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I believe the correct Max Muncy was picked.
That is correct, yes.
Because I think my depth, or not my depth, my Q bar just went down a little bit. So now I'm like, okay.
I do like this, though. It's very creative from Nick Durst here in the chat. He said, when the A's move to Vegas, they should do a new logo where the A in Vegas is the focal point. So it's like vague A's.
That'd be cool.
All right. There you go. Yeah.
So, okay. So that's honestly, that's something I thought about. Like, if the A's do move to Vegas, are they changing the team name?
No one else really does, right?
I kind of don't want them to, because the A's is such a historic name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, why can't you be the Vegas A's? You know, you're still the Vegas Raiders.
Yeah. Plus, like, the A's kind of works because the ace in a card deck, it's an A. So I think, like, the A's, you should just keep the name. It works.
But man, that green and yellow, classic colors.
Yeah, and that's a good point that Nick just brought up. Vegas's AAA team, the Las Vegas Aviators, for the A's, is already in Vegas, so that'll be kind of cool too. So you'll see the up and coming stars. You can see them in the same city.
Mm-hmm.
Are they the Aviators now? That they're no longer the Area 51s? That was like the coolest.
No, they haven't been the Area 51s in a long time. Yeah, but I remember that name. I do remember that name.
Classic, because we have the Fresno Grizzlies here, who was the AAA affiliate for your Houston Astros, who won championships back in the day, and then Washington, and they won a championship, and the Giants before that. We literally were like 3 for 3 of teams winning championships in baseball. And I remember the Area 51s, they were the Diamondbacks at the time, and they had a cool alien logo on this thing.
The last two picks that were just made, Taylor Ward and Hunter Green. Love both those picks.
Taylor Ward's from Fresno here, by the way.
Taylor Ward, great pick. Hunter Green. I know Johnny VTV has mentioned this very high on Hunter Green, but I don't know if I'm that high on him, but this late, I like it. I think it's a good move.
I think Johnny VTV has a poster of Hunter Green up in his bedroom.
Okay, we're going to stop sharing my screen because I am coming up.
There you go.
And not let anybody see what I'm doing. And are my guys still available? They are.
So this is where it gets a little bit interesting, because like now we're to like anywhere from now. We're at the 117th pick. From now to 200 can all be in play of making that leap or being that player that actually gives you the points you need to win. So This is why it's taking so much longer than the first 4 rounds. It's like, there you go. Wait, Nick Dirk said Johnny V had Nick Castellanos winning MVP last year.
Take what he says with a grain of salt in your marinara sauce. That's funny.
Also,
That's
he is crushing college baseball picks.
Yeah,
though,
he 100%. Yeah,
crushes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's insane. I think he went like 6 for 7 last night. I'm like, man, I don't even know where to find college baseball on TV when it's not the College World Series. Yeah, this guy's out there winning money betting it. So check that out. By the way, there's a show on this network too that has that as well. So
look, you have people that'll bet the most random things. I also just realized 30 seconds in it's my turn to draft. But I mean, you'll have Johnny betting college baseball. Over the weekend, I bet on the XFL because I've actually been watching it fairly closely. I'm not going to call myself an expert on anything, but I feel like I know the league better than just some random Vegas guy who's throwing a parlay together. So, yeah. Now, okay, so for my pick, I think I'm going to pull the trigger. It might be a little too early, but I'm going to pull it.
At this point.
Yeah, because I need someone at this position. Welcome to the team, Mr. Matt Chapman of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Love that pick this late.
Yeah, me too.
Don't think you pulled the trigger early enough, to be honest. I actually picked him up in another league. He's going to be protected in that lineup. He's going to get his home runs. He's going to stay healthy. He's going to play. Speaking of the Oakland A's, former Oakland A going to Toronto. I love that pick actually right now. And I was kind of sneakily kind of looking at him as I kind of wait to see who's going to play first base for my team here. Speaking of the XFL, my bet of -2.5 for DC currently holds 23-8 DC over the Houston Roughnecks.
Nice.
And if we weren't doing this and I was in the better cast right now, I'd probably be dominating. What is?
Yeah, he said the camera's backwards. Very creative.
You do have to switch your camera to the other side, so it's not. But he said,
"Yeah,
I think the NBA does charge a fortune." It doesn't look like the NBA logo backwards, does it? Let's see. All right, so you just went with Joe Musgrove. You stole mine, so let me see what I'm going to do here.
This is what happens when we share strategies on the show.
For 2 hours, right? Okay, I'm going to take a high upside home run guy here. It's not Reese Hoskins.
I'm very interested to see what you're doing here.
I'm going to take Stanton here. Injury prone guy, but if he stays healthy. And remember, before he got hurt last year, he was almost going to be an MVP favorite as well. But give me my 30 to 40 home runs. Give me my 80 RBIs. No stolen bases, obviously, and strikeouts are going to be there, but I'm trying to put points on the board every given week. I'm going to go ahead and take a flyer on him. And I hate this going back to back. Still no second baseman, still no first baseman here for me. So I'm going to go. I'm going to wait on that. I have no idea what I'm going to do.
Interesting.
Actually, I do. Okay. I'm going to take a chance here and see what I could come up with Nathaniel Lowe from Texas.
Okay.
First base. I don't have him anywhere else. He hit almost 30 home runs last year with 76 RBIs. He'll get you 5 stolen bases, whatever. But I think in a points league with hits and in that lineup, we've all agreed their pitching sucks, but their offense is actually not that bad. And if he bats cleanup, I kind of like that here as a sneaky little first round or first base pick here this late.
Kenley Jensen.
He's the Boston closer.
Give me some saves.
Yeah. Now you do know that
that
Boston has to have the lead in the 9th inning in order for him to give you saves, right?
All right, let me take a look here. Let's see.
I say after Heavy T's done, we take a quick little break. We come back and do maybe we'll end at the bottom of the hour, and then whatever's left we can all do online and call it a day. But there's still so much left. We are halfway done. officially.
I forgot how long these baseball drafts
Yeah.
are. It's been so long.
I am contemplating one guy. I don't know if I want to pull the trigger though. Strikeout is a little too much for my liking. But looking at who else is available, I think I'm going to end up doing it. He will take. Oh, that's not a bad option. I can wait on that. He will take up one of my utility spots. I'm going to take a risk here. Welcome to the team, Mr. Ryan Mountcastle.
So I was looking at him to be my first baseman, but I'm going to take a shot at Lowe. Now, here's the thing with strikeouts is you got to think if a player goes two for 4 in our league with 2 strikeouts, he has 0 points.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where Mountcastle sits. Also kind of where Lowe sits as well. But I think Lowe has the higher home run potential than Mountcastle.
Yeah, and at this point we're reaching just a little bit.
Are we though? No, yeah, of course we are. We're past the 100 and we're going strong here. Did I take the right Lowe? I did. I took Nathaniel Lowe, right? Nate Lowe from Texas. That's who I was.
I actually had to double check. I'm like, wait, did he?
Now I could take the other Lowe because I do need a second baseman. So there's also that too.
Who got Jeff McNeil?
I saw he went. I'm not quite sure where he went. Jeff McNeil went to Andy's team in the last round.
It's not a bad move, actually.
Yeah, round 12.
It's not.
Man, there's so much strategy changing right now. And by the way, Archon 56 still 0 starters and 4 closers.
That's a
strategy here.
It's an interesting strategy.
Yeah, for sure.
Bold strategy, Cotton. We'll see how that works out for you.
I really like the pick that was just made. It's someone who I was looking at for my next pick, MJ Melendez. That's a really good one. Who also takes up catcher and outfield, if I'm correct.
Yes, and he should be his last year unless Salvi gets hurt again for a long period of time. Then he could catch enough games to keep that eligibility. That's what it's kind of on.
Okay.
So there you go. I'm getting okay. So when we look at this now and we go, okay, here's where we're at. About halfway through. Has your strategy changed at all? I mean, I went 4 straight pitchers or 5 straight pitchers and 4 straight outfielders here. Not what I had in mind at all. Or are you still kind of trying to build an overall just team? Or now you said, okay, I'm going points in this direction.
I'm just trying to build an overall team. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think at this point,
yeah,
I'm trying to build an overall team. I will say this team that I'm doing right here is definitely the most different out of the 3. I had some guys who I was looking at that were snaked ahead of me, but I mean, I got some of the same, but it's definitely the most different. Like, this is the only team I for sure have Chapman, Mountcastle, only team I have Schwarber in, and yeah, so this is definitely interesting. Willie Adames this late. I actually like that pick. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's been lingering on me too. But again, because I went Tatis and Witt so early, I just couldn't do that. But again, another guy whose hits are going to be knocked out with strikeouts in this league, but the home run upside is there, the RBI upside is there, and the run upside as well. So I do like that pick this late. Probably the latest I've seen him go in any league, to be honest. So what we'll do here is let's just do this. We'll finish this round, and I'll make the last pick of the 14th round. And then I guess we could, it's getting kind of late. Everyone's online anyways. We could post a result link on Twitter after, and we'll call it after that. I think we've done enough as we go into the late rounds of strategy. I'm interested to see how many relievers Archon is going to take. He is at 5 now.
Wow.
So, and none of them are on my board as ones that I would want, which is interesting as well. So we'll see. Well, Hader, I would take Hader if he were to drop, but Bednar for the Pirates, he's only closer by default. He's really not that good of a K through 9 guy. Whip a little high. Diaz is a little interesting to me. Noval as well for the Giants. Again, you have to have the lead in order to win or have save opportunities or even come in the game with him as well. So, but interesting strategy he has going on here. And I'm looking at this board, and there's still so many high upside guys who just had a bad year last year who could literally end up being top 100 players. So it's going to be very, very intriguing as we finish this draft. And we'll post everything on Facebook. We'll post everything on Twitter. You can see who's going to win, all this stuff. Okay. Does he stay on the team the whole year?
I think so. I honestly think so. Because it's between him and Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. I mean, like, come on.
I mean, exactly.
It's Volpe's spot. Like, he's not giving that up. I love that they brought him up to start the season. I love that he's not coming in May or he's not coming in April. I personally think they should do the same with Jason Dominguez, but they decided for whatever that he needs more season.
Is he 19 still, Dominguez, or has he reached the 20 mark?
I want to say.
I think he's still pretty young, right? It just seems like they picked him up when he was like 14. He's been in that system forever. But yeah, he's a really, really
He's
solid.
20. Turned 20 in February.
So he just turned 20. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's around the point. It's like, see what you could do for me now, right? Clayton Kershaw, to my mom, the Dodgers fan, of course. So that's kind of late for him, later than I've seen in a lot of these drafts. But what are we going to see out of him? I don't know. But as far as Volpe, so he's going to play shortstop.
Yeah, I think so. Like I said, it's between him and Kiner-Falefa.
Yeah.
So, and Kiner-Falefa, he sucks.
He's
bad. No,
Yeah.
he's not good.
Yeah,
He's not a good fantasy player. He's not a good baseball player either.
Yeah.
Like, he's pretty bad.
So intriguing there. Fantasy wise, it's kind of like at this point, round 13, what can he do for me? It's a good hitter's ballpark there. Could be a sneaky shortstop pick there that could end up being like maybe the Jeremy Pena of this year in that spot. A catcher, Wilson Contreras, now taking the long reign of Molina there in St. Louis in that stacked lineup. I kind of like that pick there for your first catcher this late in the 13th round. Now, he's kind of a catcher that's going to get – he is what he is, right? You're going to get 20 and 60 from him every year. That's kind of what he's going to do, but he's going to get – he's very consistent and stays healthy. So I like that, especially in a weak spot as catcher. By the way, I'm not one of those guys who says we have to have two catchers in this league. Let's take the worst position and force you to have two of them.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, that's not happening. Just one. Whoever you want out there, put him in, see what happens. So it's just one of those old school mentalities that people still have. It's like two catchers. It's like MLB teams don't even start two catchers.
So I will ask you guys this because I'm generally curious, and we have some time, and we're going to end right after the next round anyway. Who do you guys have for MVP, Rookie of the Year, Cy Young? Who do you guys have for all those?
Yeah, we're supposed to get to that eventually. My Cy Youngs, I've already mentioned them already. Is Shane Bieber and Aaron Nola. I think are my Cy Youngs. Do you guys agree? Disagree? What are yours?
I like Bieber. I think Bieber is strong upside for sure. My Cy Young, I just kept it simple. I'll be honest with you. I think he's going to have an insane year, more than what he already does have for this team to do anything. So I do have Shohei Ohtani winning the Cy Young Award. I just think that he's got to do it this year, man, more than what he already does, if that team wants to go far. So that's my Cy Young. I think we're just doing Cy Young right now, right?
I'll tell you what, if he's putting up Cy Young numbers pitching, then he's a shoo-in for the MVP.
Yeah, that's where I was a little iffy.
Yeah.
MVP. But, I actually do have Yordan Alvarez winning my AL MVP.
Here's the thing about the AL MVP, and I don't think anyone's taking this into real consideration. Let's say Shohei's doing really well. The Angels could absolutely suck. Exactly. If Shohei gets traded to the National League, the MVP's out the window. You can't win it for Italy. So that's why I don't like Shohei winning MVP at all. Like I didn't like that. My personal MVP for the American League, I have Vlad Jr.
I like that. I can't argue with that at all.
And then for the National League, I think it's pretty simple. I have Trey Turner.
I got Trey Turner too. Same.
Yeah.
Same.
As far as the Cy Young goes, I actually agree with Eric. I also, or Edward, I'm sorry. I also have Aaron Nola winning National League Cy Young. I really like that pick.
I like that.
And this one, bit of a sleeper pick. Luis Castillo to win American League Cy Young.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
I really like that. I think that's gonna be a good one. He obviously he didn't have all the numbers when he's in Cincinnati because Cincinnati's awful.
Mm-hmm.
But you put him in Seattle, he started pitching a lot better, started throwing lights out stuff, was great in the little playoff series that they had with Houston. I got to take Castillo right there.
Who's your guys' rookie of the year?
Hold on real quick on the Castillo. Is he even the best pitcher or the best candidate?
I'll be honest. I'm not big on Robbie Ray whatsoever. I think he's massively overrated. I don't think he's all that good. So yeah, I think Castillo is easily the best pitcher on that team.
Even over Gilbert?
I think Gilbert's okay. I'd still take Castillo.
I mean, I thought it was a really good pickup for them last year during the trade deadline. Trust me, but man, that's a bold statement, Cotton. But hey, I can see it though because he does have stuff.
It's a bold statement, Cotton.
Has he ever had over 200 Ks in his career? I don't believe so.
Double check that. You guys can go ahead and go over Rookie of the Year while I double check that.
Okay, yeah. So it would be the first time he did that, which would be cool. But yeah, interesting pick. My Rookie of the Year is Tristan Cassis for the AL. I'm not a Gunnar Henderson believer. I think, again, he's on that Andrelton Simmons line for me, from being a good fantasy player to just being a good baseball player. Cassis is going to play every day for not a good Boston team. He's going to have more opportunities. And I just like him to just put it all together and be kind of a sleeper because they kind of need him to be that guy, right? They need him to step up and be that rookie for this team that's rebuilding, clearly. And I like him there. And my other one is for Colorado, another team that needs him is Tovar. And that shortstop. I could see him just in the NL just being that solid shortstop, putting up numbers, getting into that lineup because it's a weak lineup and playing every day and just enough to win the Rookie of the Year there.
All right, so real quick, Castillo has had over 200 strikeouts once, usually hovers between like 160 and 175. But the 1 year he did go over, he had 226.
Holy cow.
Yeah, I know, which is a lot. And then 2021, he had 192.
Jeez, very, very up and down graph there from that. That's interesting.
But that's kind of what happens when you're playing for Cincinnati. That's just the way it is. So, he had 90 strikeouts in Cincinnati before he got traded. And then after the deadline, into the playoffs, shorter time span than beginning of the season trade deadline. After the deadline, he had 77 in Seattle, which is pretty damn good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, he could, if he doesn't get 200, he will be pretty close.
Okay.
Oh, it's also my turn to pick.
Wow, we're up already. All right, there you go.
Okay, so
Eugenio Suarez right there, interesting pick.
So while I decide who I want to take here, I will say this: my rookies of the year, and I'm thinking about taking one of the people I have for Rookie of the Year right here. I think I might end up doing it. But my rookies of the year, I have Jordan Walker from St. Louis. It's a good pick.
Yeah.
I love the call up video that they showed.
Yeah, that was sick.
I thought that was pretty cool.
I don't see the at bats there. Just too deep of a team to get a constant at bats to have enough. But
true. It's true. It's true. And my computer froze while it was my pick. That is not good. So let's okay. There we go. My American League Rookie of the Year is actually going to be Masataka Yoshida. I actually have him winning AL Rookie of the Year in Boston, so I think that'd be a good move. And you know what? I think I'm going to do something interesting here. I am going to take, because when he comes back, he's going to be really good. I'm going to stash him on the bench right now. I think I'm going to take Jose Altuve right here.
No, you're supposed to say, welcome to my team.
Welcome to my team, Jose Altuve. My bad.
There you go. I like how we both have Rookie of the Year candidates on the same team. The mighty have fallen. The mighty have fallen.
I'm going to put Altuve on the bench to start the season, and we'll just go from there.
All right, Thomas is up here, and then I guess we'll end the broadcast, but we'll continue to draft.
Man, that's these picks,
chat.
dude. I'm like, my knowledge goes down. You know, baseball is definitely like my third knowledgeable sport. Like football and basketball, I'm there. I'm like every single player in the league. So when we get to these rounds, man, I am like, I'm relying on the cheat sheet. I'm like trying to do something, dude. I'm like just kind of throwing stuff out there. So I'm praying.
We'll say this: Seiya Suzuki.
Not a bad pick.
That's not a bad move. That's a good move. I like that.
He may start the season on the IL, but not for very long. Once he comes back, though, he's a stud there. I'm going to go ahead and take a reliever here, who I think is going to lead all relievers in strikeouts. He may have some save opportunities in a points league. I really like this pick right here. I'm going to take, as we end the broadcast here, Munoz from Seattle. Don't believe in Seawald. Is he their closer? Come on. No, he's kind of just inherited that job. This guy has electric stuff. We're talking as a reliever, can give you 100 Ks, less walks, less earned runs, all that good stuff in a points league. I'll throw him in my pitching staff and just get the points. And I got to go again.
Yeah, so these will be the last 3 picks, and then what?
All right. Well, I'm going to take another first baseman, I think. Actually, you know what? No. I have 2 shades.
Oh, God.
I have 2 juniors. And now I have 2 lows. And this is a new low.
Damn it. Okay.
The first base and second base combo of the lows. There it is. Josh Daniels says Drew Jones could be rookie of the year. I don't think he's going to be called up this year, but he will be when he's called up, or one of them when Jackson Holiday. You know who was great in Cincy this year is Will Myers. I like that as a sleeper pick as well. That could be a great pickup late. I think he's still available. Everybody, go for it. Will Myers, but home run up there. I also like how he walks up and grabs the dirt in his hands, no batting gloves, grabs the bat and just goes to town on either striking out or hitting a home run. Were you on Lowe there, Brandon Lowe?
Yeah, that was gonna be my pick. So thank God I had a fallback for second base, because that's the only one where I actually need a starter still. I think I'm gonna go. He has potential for a lot of upside, but he strikes out a lot. And
so do I have to draft Josh Lowe now? Dang it.
Now I'm conflicted. Okay, hold on. You know what? No, we are not going to pick Jonathan India. We're not going to do that.
No.
A lot of strikeouts on that side. I'd rather settle for a second baseman who does not strike out nearly as much. We're going to go, welcome to the team, Ketel Marte.
Yeah, that's a good pick right there. I like that. Another guy who just one bad year, or I guess a year and a half, and he just pushed him down the rankings there. And a solid player that at his best is a top 5 second baseman, to be honest. So I do like that.
Where's the homies? It really
I
be
did.
Like that
now there is one more low left, non-related. I could pick up later if I wanted to get all 3 lows on my team. And then Lowe's would have to give me like a
you have to be sponsored by Lowe's.
Sponsored by Lowe's, yeah.
Yeah, you have to be
great. I go there all the time, so that would be
welcome Monday Night Rants, sponsored by Lowe's.
Sponsored by Lowe's, but better boss. Let's work on that. All right, gentlemen. Well, I'll let you go finish the draft on your own. I know we're kind of going through everything. A lot of fun, man. This chat's been doing great. The chat in here has been doing great.
Sure.
I kind of like what everyone's doing. Will Archon take a starting pitcher? I say nay. We'll see. Hey, thank you guys for joining. Good luck this year. Good luck to everybody.
Yes, sir.
Good luck to everybody there in this draft. Thank you for joining. You're all been friends and family of the show. I can't ask for anything. Just do a draft with all of you and have fun. My mom is in this draft. Next week, we're going to have a lot of fun. It is the national championship.
Yes, sir.
Who's going to be in it? I'm sure the better cast will be going off the hizzy for Shizzy as well. So enjoy the rest of the draft, everybody. Thank you for joining Monday Night Rants, the fantasy baseball edition. Good luck in all your fantasy leagues. Good luck in your DFS. Good luck to your teams. Go Padres. We will see you next week,
Hello.
my fellow ranters. Have a good night.
Yes, sir.
Boom.